You are now rocking with the hottest boxing podcast in the land. True Media Boxing Radio with your host, Coach Malachi Williams.
True.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? It's our boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Boxing Radio. We are back. True Media Boxing Radio. As I said before, guys, we are going through a rebranding phase. We transitioning to radio. Nothing is going to change as it relates to the show. Well, the show, we're going to make the show a little bit better. So some things will change. I'm starting to have a little bit more guests. Probably want to have a lot more other content creators on the show. I mean, just the ones I rock with. Not all of them, because there's a whole bunch of trash ass boxing content creators out there. A lot of them niggas is pure D trash. I don't even know why them niggas even got a channel. They need to just fold that shit. But outside of that, but there's some really good ones out there. I'm looking to do a lot of collaboration with some of the good ones. Of course, my main man, Blood Boxing, always looking to do something with some guys out in DC. I think they're from DC. The Adams Boxing Show, those guys. I had one of the brothers on. I don't know which one it was. One of the brothers on here before, but now we have grown a lot since he's been on. So we have that. Try to set something up with Ring IQ, man. Me and Jules, I gotta set something up with him, and just quite a few more. The ones out in the UK as well, some other ones, and some other fighters. Also, I want you guys to see this though. Remember, I was telling you guys, right? I was telling you guys how this boxing thing worked, right? I think I was telling you guys how this thing worked with content creators on social media, right? So someone sent me a video. Let me see. Yeah, this it right here. Someone sent me a video, right? Hold on, guys. Somebody sent me a video. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. And it was a video by Ellie Sucker Nigga Nutsack, right? So Ellie Sucker Nigga Nutsack said some shit that I've already been telling you guys. Like, if you've been on my show, I tell you how this game go, right? Like, the reason why certain fighters get access from certain people all the time is because, certain content creators get access to certain people all the time. I gotta let you guys know the business side of it, right? The business side of it, and I'll tell you, and you'll figure it out for yourself. But let's give everybody that's here so far a round of applause. And again, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, and I ain't knocking a nigga hustle. Whatever a nigga do. You know what I mean? I ain't tripping, but I'm just letting you know. If you've been following me for a while, I've been telling you guys what the game is, because I do this shit every day. I've been telling you what the game is. I know the game. I know who's who, what's what. You know what I mean? I get phone calls all the time on this phone, man, from some top people. Some they don't want to come on here, because of certain conflicts of interest, and again, I don't want to leave any names out, but I'm just being honest with you guys. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But let's get ready to get into the show. Shout out to my sister Food Revolution in the building. Shout out to La Jessica.
Hey,
Shout out to Jamie Rivera. Shout out to the Don in the building. School of X-Man, Knockdown 305. Robin V in the building. Also, guys, please sign up for the newsletter. That's so anytime I go live, you will be able to receive an email or text message from me letting you know, hey, man, I got a new video out. Bam, I got the show coming on still at 3 o'clock. We're doing the fight part of the night because YouTube don't always send out the notifications. So, but you'll always get a notification from me. You know what I mean? So, and I send it directly from my phone. No bots, none of that stuff. No, none of that. It's just me. I'm sending it out myself. Shout out to Raider Reaper in the building. Ruben Allen, Jamie Rivera, Brandon Calhoun, Jeff Lucietta, etc., etc., etc. L. Harvey, Stephen X from North Cackalack. Salute to you, fam. Shout out, man. Shout out to the lovely Tila. Shout out to the lovely Tila, Omaha, Nebraska's finest. Salute to you, sis. Lisa Bells. Shout out to the lovely. In the beautiful Amina. Salute to you. Shout out to Jose Ayala. Shout out to everybody else, man. Shout out to Chief Wildfire. It is what it is, right? Let's get ready to get into the show. Also, I'm gonna have Blood Boxing on the show as well. I'm gonna have Blood on the show as well because I want to talk about this particular subject matter. As you guys know, David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, you know what I mean, El Bandera Roja, you know what I mean, has a fight coming up with Demetrius Andrade on November the 25th. I'm excited about this fight, to be fair. Now, I don't think it's a pay-per-view fight, but I think it's a good fight. On paper, it looks like a good fight. But I think from a stylistic standpoint, the way Demetrius Andrade fights, I could potentially see this fight being an ugly fight, a nasty fight. Just one of those ugly fights, the way you be like, man, god damn, dog, this shit was trash. Like it potentially it can end up being that, depending on who styles prevails. Who styles prevails in this fight. You know what I mean? So let's get ready to get into the show. It just depends on how Demetrius Andrade wants to approach the fight. If he's gonna do whatever it takes to get the victory, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm looking for my pencil. I don't know where my pencil is at. But who knows? I mean, I know David Benavidez is gonna do what he normally does. There's a lot of problems that someone like a Demetrius Andrade can cause from a stylistic standpoint. So we'll just see how it works out. I'm just hoping that it's a better fight than the Canelo and Jermell Charlo fight. The Canelo-Jermell Charlo fight was not worth $85. You know what I mean? That fight, to be honest with you. Because one guy has a fan base, Canelo Alvarez, and another guy doesn't even have a fan base. Jermell Charlo don't have a fan, but he don't have any fans outside of his mama, outside of his daddy, outside of his beautiful children, outside of his girlfriend or wife, outside of Al Heyman, outside of Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo, and a handful of dudes from Houston. Outside of that, he ain't really got no fans. And it showed when he fought Canelo. True. They didn't show up for the weigh-in. They didn't show up for the fight. They didn't show up for the post-fight press conference. None of that. It was like the handful of people who showed up for him. So this man don't have a fan base. And then you look at all of the stuff that he did prior to Canelo. He fought for Undisputed, and it's like no one really cared. This man was the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world, and bro, there wasn't really no excitement about it. There was no fans from Jermell Charlo's side, like they is for Crawford or Canelo or other guys. There was no fans from Jermell Charlo's side running around all on social media trying to take over the internet. Yeah, nigga, we undisputed. We undisputed. Jermell, wasn't nobody doing that. And I'm like, man, I'm just being honest with you. I just noticed that, bro. I'm being dead serious, bro. Like, I know what the hell I'm talking about. All you gotta do, look around. Look how many videos came out once Jermell Charlo became undisputed. Look how many videos that's out now. Look, I'm just saying. Just being fair. Like he ain't really necessarily had no fan base. And then on top of that, his performance just made it look like hot doo-doo. True. I had a Canelo fan say, you see how Canelo beat Jermell Charlo ass? I said, where he beat him at? Did you see Jermell Charlo's face when the fight was over with? That man looked the same way before the fight that he did after the fight. Where did he get beat at? You get what I'm saying? Oh, Canelo won damn near every round. I did that. He probably won 11 rounds, 11 and a half rounds. Oh, I'm not even arguing that. But Jermell Charlo ain't get beat at all. You know what I mean? That nigga was scared. That nigga saw Canelo coming. That Canelo train coming. And Canelo was like, nah, this is what you want. This is what you gonna get. Canelo was loading up on them left hooks, loading up on them right hooks. He was just throwing left hooks and right hooks pretty much the whole fight, loading up on it. And that nigga was bracing himself and catching and running. But anyways, let's get ready to get into the show. Now, can Benavidez and Andrade outperform Canelo and Jermell Charlo fight? Can they outperform that fight? And, and that's a good question. That's a really, really good question because, as I said before, from a stylistic standpoint, I could potentially see this fight being a great fight, or I could see this fight being just an ugly fight, like, awkward. The referee gonna have to get involved and break the fight up a whole lot of times. Y'all remember when Benavidez fought Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant kept grabbing him. Caleb Plant to get his shots off, he kept grabbing and holding. Like that was a good fight to me because the second half of the fight, Benavidez kind of took over and Caleb Plant kind of like he wore down. But Benavidez showed me in that fight that I learned two things from that Benavidez. He did not know how to fight on the back foot, and he did not know how to break out of the clinch. Because every time Caleb Plant clinched him, he didn't know how to get out of the clinch. Normally, like when people grab Canelo violently tries to get out of the clinch. Like if you try to grab Canelo, he gonna try to get an arm loose and hit you with that arm or hit you somehow. Like Canelo don't submit to the clinch. Esau Cruz, I call him Esau Chihuahua Cruz, he does that as well. He doesn't submit to the clinch. So Errol Spence, he's the type of guy, he doesn't submit to the clinch as well. If it's somebody that's not stronger than him, he doesn't submit to the clinch. I saw a couple of times where him and Crawford had clinch and stuff like that, and Errol Spence couldn't really get out of it. But then I saw when Errol Spence tried to grab Crawford, I saw Crawford kind of like grabbed him and pushed him off of him. And he pushed him off like, nah, nigga, ain't no grabbing, nigga, let's fight. You get what I'm saying? So, some fighters, they really good when another fighter grabs them, they violently get out of the clinch. You get what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Now, David Benavidez, as we know, guys, is a -320 favorite over Demetrius Andrade. In my opinion, this fight boils down to who wants it more. You know what I mean? From a stylistic standpoint, with this fight, pretty much, just, again, both of these guys have just total opposite styles. And you can make an argument for Andrade. You can make an argument for Benavidez. Me, personally, I kind of really do like Benavidez a lot. I like him a lot. I like Andrade too. But, in my mind, I'm picturing this fight being maybe kind of ugly. Maybe kind of like an ugly fight. Shout out to Adrian Lopez. Shout out to Oop Stickum. Shout out to Weedy Gonzalez. My sister Lisa Bells. Martin Gonzalez. Shout out to Azui. Salute to you. I kind of see this. Shout out to Toxic Wing. I kind of see this fight being an ugly fight. And I mean, you get what I'm saying? I kind of see it being that way. I don't know if I see anybody getting knocked out. I don't see. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't see Benavidez getting knocked out. And I don't know, maybe I don't see Andrade getting knocked out. I think this fight gonna go 12 rounds. But we'll see. Now, which fighter will be able to impose his will on the other fighter and separate himself from the rest of the 168-pound division? I hope this fight is better than the Canelo Charlo fight. And again, this is no bearing on Canelo. It's just that one guy decided to turn into Usain Bolt. The nigga was in the ring running like this here. Canelo was chasing the nigga. True. Can't get mad at Canelo because he got a fighter that don't want to fight. The nigga didn't have no guts that night. Holler about he did his best. I did my best. I represented. I'm proud of my performance. I represented for Lions only. Boy, hush. Anyways. We were expecting a better fight than what we saw in Vegas. But that's partly, as I said before, due to Jermell Charlo choosing to run instead of fight. Hopefully Benavidez and Andrade would be a better fight than that. You get what I'm saying? How do you guys feel about this fight? Do you feel that this fight would be a better fight than the Canelo Charlo fight? Or do you feel that this fight would be a dud? Also, I saw an article by Jose Benavidez, and he did with the boxing scene. And Jose Benavidez pretty much said that, hey man, he said that he said he picked Canelo to win. He said, but he was expecting Canelo to get the knockout. Canelo did land some really, really good shots on Jermell Charlo. He did, but at the end of the day, he said that, hey, man, Canelo pretty much, his punching power is not there anymore. And I don't know if it's because, maybe he had the wrist surgery and this and that, yada, 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 yada. I thought he was going to knock John Ryder out, but John Ryder came back after he got knocked down and came back and fought even harder. So, pause. But, you get what I'm saying? So a lot of people feeling like, man, y'all don't know, man. I saw that shot that Canelo caught Jermell Charlo with when he dropped him. When he dropped him and Jermell Charlo took the knee, he caught him like Jermell Charlo had the high guard up, and Canelo threw kind of like a looping right hand, but he split the guard and hit him right on the forehead, and it was a thumping noise, right? And normally that'd be a kill shot from a Canelo, but Jermell Charlo took that shot pretty good. He got hit. He started ducking down a little bit, and then when Canelo came a little bit closer to try to hit him again, he just took a voluntary knee, immediately held his head up. He didn't look like he was dazed or none of that. And then when he got up on the 8 count, and then when they let the fight continue, he started back doing what he was doing before. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he took that shot very well. Because he wasn't staggering or nothing of that sort. Kind of like, I remember when Canelo hit John Ryder, when he broke his nose and stuff, he caught John Ryder. John Ryder had stumbled back to the ropes one time, and, when right before he got dropped, he sat down and then he got up. I think the bell rung shortly after. He went, regrouped himself, and then he came back, and as the fight went on, he started fighting a whole lot stronger. And and John Ryder did a really, really good job. The simple fact that this guy nose was bleeding, his nose was broken, and he continued to fight, and he went 12 rounds, because I thought he was going to get stopped. And you looked at his face and stuff like that. But no, listen, John Ryder, a tough cookie, bro.
True.
That was a tough dude.
You are now rocking with the hottest boxing podcast in the land. True Media Boxing Radio with your host, Coach Malachi Williams.
True.
Shout out to Jet Stanfield.
Hey, okay.
We're dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, what you say, Jet Stanfield? You say, personally, I like Benavidez, so it's more exciting for him fighting Andrade just because the potential result is more uncertain, if that makes sense. Compare that to Canelo and Charlo. Hey, Jet, I get what you're saying, because what you're saying is you automatically knew it was a shoo-in that Canelo was going to beat Jermell Charlo. So I see what you're saying. Versus this fight, it's kind of like a toss-up. You really don't know what you're going to get. I'm gonna tell you what I like about this. What I like about this fight, though, fam. This fight is a high stakes fight, and I got Blood Boxing coming on here because that's what I want to talk about. High stakes. I want to look at some fights as it relates to you got everything on the line. And the Canelo Jermell Charlo fight was supposed to be a high stakes fight as well, because Canelo came in shape. He looked real good. His stamina was on point. This and that. And if Jermell Charlo would have did his part, this fight would have been a hell of a fight. But, again, I can't get mad at Canelo if a guy decides to run from him. Canelo couldn't knock him out, you know what I mean? But I can't even get mad at him on that, because I'm like, man, damn, it's kind of hard. The nigga running, so you got to chase him. And then, you got to try to set your feet to land the shots. And then Jermell Charlo was making Canelo miss some wide shots. He was swinging wide shots, swinging in the air sometimes. And, and so it's just a constant moving target. And then when Canelo got close to him, he grabbed him and held him. Canelo was trying to get out of the clinch. He couldn't get out of the clinch because Jermell Charlo was holding on for dear life. So, I think this fight is going to be different.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
You get what I'm saying? So hopefully that's what it's gonna be. But before we get into the show, we gotta, you know what it is. We gotta say all praises due to the Most High, the Most Exalted. Some would say, these pro PBC guys, that this man is the greatest human being on the planet Earth, and you guys know who it is, Mr. Call Al, Mr. I can't do no wrong, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Also, guys, you know what I mean? We got almost 400 people in here, and less than 200 likes. We got to get the likes up. What we need? We need 90 more likes to get to 200. So we need 90 more. Let me type that in the chat right quick. If you sitting here watching the show, hate watching, don't want to hit the like button, or forgot to hit the like button, Riley, get him.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Yes, sir, it is what it is. We're going to make it do what it do, man. We're going to drop these phone lines in a minute. But another thing, too, I want to talk about, guys. Yesterday, guys, I really want to talk about, because we always praise and thank Al Heyman. And I think that, shout out to my sister Bless365. Shout out to LaJessica. Shout out to Christopher. Corey Bradley in the building. You know what I mean? You know, Amina's in the building. You know, we got all, you know, we got all the tenderonis in the building. Shout out to Jeff Luciella. Anyway, John Q, what's up, fam? You know, yesterday, man, you know, I just think it's unfair. You know, we always praising doggone Al Heyman, right? And it's okay to praise. If you want to praise Al, thank him for your wife, thank him for your children, thank him for the food that you eat. You know what I mean? Thank him when you go to bed at night, thank him when you wake up in the morning. No one thanks Al Heyman more than us over here on this channel. So, you know, I don't know what these people talking about. I don't like PBC shit. Who praising Al Heyman more than me? Nobody. True. But we also gotta be thankful for the white man Bob Arum. Why do we gotta be thankful for the white man Bob Arum? I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because one of my favorite promoters of all time in the modern day era is a man who goes by the name of Booger Ray Leonard, right? Booger Ray, B-O-O-G-E-R-R-A-Y Leonard, L-E-O-N-A-R-D, Booger Ray Leonard. And that guy, there was a good chance, guys, that guy would not have been around in 2023. There's also a good chance that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't have been around. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the swift actions of one Jewish white guy by the name of Bob Arum. So a lot of these pro-PBC, pro-Wakanda guys, they like to thank Al Heyman and diss Bob Arum. But if it wasn't for Bob Arum, guess what? Booger Ray wouldn't be here.
Make it last. Make it last forever. Don't let I love me.
How can you like Floyd Mayweather and hate Bob Arum? How can you like Booger Ray Leonard and hate Bob Arum? When there was a black man, allegedly, you know, from Houston, Texas, sent some goons to Las Vegas, Nevada, to put hands and foots, you know what I mean, on some black fighters and a black spit bucket carrier and a black nipple massager, you know, when he sent them goons there with baseball bats and blood splattered everywhere around the gymnasium. You know, when it was a black man, it was some black on black crime that went on, and there was the black man who was not the perpetrator, but the black man who was the victim in that situation. He had to run to the white man. And if it wasn't for this white man, guess what? We wouldn't be talking about no TBE, and we wouldn't be talking about, you know, no Booger Ray Leonard. We would be talking, Floyd, you know, Floyd broke all types of records. I'm trying to tell you. If it wasn't for this white man saving the black man from the other black man, boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, we might be having sad singing and slow walking on a Saturday morning right now.
We were at dinner one night, and I got a call that there was a disturbance in my gym. And Floyd apparently had asked us not to do a fight in October, but to do it in December after James Prince's contract with him had run out. So the disturbance in my gym was that some people came over with or without the knowledge of James Prince and proceeded to break a couple of heads of people in Mayweather's camp with baseball bats. And so the gym was splattered with blood. And Floyd came to my office the next day and he said, Prince wants his money from the fight that's coming up. So I said to Floyd, fine, if that's what you want, I'll write him a letter of credit. And Floyd said to me, Prince don't do no letters of credit. You better send the cash. So I wrote a check and I made a contract with Prince's lawyer, and he got paid the money that he said he was entitled to as Floyd's manager.
So I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? What the dude say? T coaches say Bob Arum been making millions off of black boxers since Muhammad Ali days. I mean, everybody makes millions off of fighters. It's Bob Arum made millions off of Hispanic fighters, white fighters, and guess what? And those fighters made millions as well. And, you know, it ain't like doggone when Floyd Mayweather came to top rank, he was broke. You get what I'm saying? When he left top rank, he had millions of dollars. Al Haymon is making millions of dollars off of black fighters right now. So you saying all that to say what? You get what I'm saying? Like boxing is boxing. You know, people gonna make money in the sport of boxing. If the black fighters don't want to see a promoter, whether he's white or black, make money off of him, guess what? Don't box, find another profession.
True.
Fact of the matter is, there was a black man that was busting up other black men inside of the white man's gym, and guess who went to the white man for savior? Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, he didn't call the Alphabet Boys, he didn't call Fag None, he didn't call Shigo, he didn't call Janitor Farty, he didn't call Doodoo Brown, he went to the white man. Let that sink in. He didn't call Dr. Umar Johnson, he didn't call Tariq Nasheed, he didn't call the Armin Ross Squad, he called the white man. So you can say what you want to say about Bob Arum, but guess what? That same white man, Bob Arum, saved your favorite black fighter, Floyd Mayweather, and your favorite promoter, Booger Ray Leonard.
True.
Ain't shit you can say about that. Believe that. Anyways, I got my main man, Blood Boston, in the building. Blood Boston, salute to you, fam. Let's give our brother a round of applause.
Coach, what's up? What's good with it, Coach?
Hey man, you know I'm just setting it off right now, man. Just making it do what it do. You know, I'm just saying. You know, I always thank Al Haymon over here. I praise him. When I woke up this morning, I said a prayer. You know, thank Al Haymon. I ain't thank God. I ain't thank Jesus. I ain't thank Muhammad, Allah, Yahweh, Dios. You know, Jehovah. I ain't thank none of them. All of them overrated. But Al Haymon is the one that I worship and praise, and I do it before the show starts, and I do it when the show ends. But I thought it was only fair that I put mention in there with Bob Arum, because if it wasn't for the Bob father, my favorite promoter today, Booger Ray Leonard, wouldn't be alive right now. And a lot of people who say that Floyd is TBE, he's here because of the Bob father, because of the things that he had to do, pay James Prince, because Floyd Mayweather, like I said before, he didn't want to pay the man. He didn't want to pay him, so guess who had to pay him? And guess who he went to? He went to Bob. He didn't go to no niggas in the chat. He didn't go to no laptop revolutionaries. He didn't go to Pookie Ray Ray, Laquita Shaniqua. He didn't go to the Money Team, TMT. He didn't even go to Al Haymon. And he knew Al Haymon back then, right? He didn't even go to Al Haymon. He went to the white man, Bob Arum. So I just want to give Bob his flowers too. If I can give Al Haymon his flowers, I want to give Bob his flowers too. Let's give Bob a round of applause.
Man, it's always cool to link up with my homie Coach Malachi. The world hasn't seen a Florida connection like this since the Poison Clan linked up in 1990. We have a little 2 Live Crew mixed with a little bit of JT Money, some Trick Daddy, and that's right, some Gigolo Tony, baby. Smurf Rock.
That's right. It's Gigolo. That Rockin' In Show. Gigolo. That Rockin' In Show. Gigolo. Boy, that's love, boy. That's love some Gigolo Tony, boy. I'm Gigolo Tony, the one and only, and like Tiger Dad used for a Sony. Boy, don't get me started, boy. Do not get me started, boy.
Wait a minute now, you dropping Gigolo Tony verses on me now.
Hey, man, don't get me started, boy. I used to love some Gigolo Tony, boy. Gigolo Tony, boy. We used to be in the skate ring jamming off Gigolo Tony, boy. Gigolo Tony. Yeah. Jam Pony, Luke. Man, come on, man.
Jam Pony's big down here.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, Blood, check it out though, right? We got Demetrius Andrade and Benavidez. That fight's supposed to be coming up November the 25th. It's on a Friday, day after Thanksgiving. The only downer to it is a pay-per-view fight. And I think that by it being on pay-per-view, it's going to hurt them from a viewership standpoint. I think if this fight was free, just on regular Showtime, it'll help them a lot on viewership standpoint, because I don't know. I think this fight may be kind of a hard sell, a difficult sell, so to speak, having this fight a day after Thanksgiving. Demetrius Andrade really doesn't have a fan base. He's very similar to, in my opinion, he's very similar to Jermell Charlo. He doesn't really have a fan base. He's not the most popular fighter in the world. And Benavidez, he has a fan base out in Phoenix, out in Arizona and stuff like that. The Mexican fan base is kind of divided when it comes to Benavidez blood because you got, the Canelo fans, they don't recognize his Mexicanship. I had one guy tell me, say, yeah, man, Jose Benavidez is not even from Mexico. He's from America. And that wasn't true. Jose Benavidez was born in Mexico. But I'm saying that's the extent that these guys, Canelo fans, have went to try to discredit this guy. They don't want to acknowledge his father being Mexican. They will acknowledge that Benavidez is from, I think it's from Guatemala. His mother's from Guatemala. And I think she's Guatemalan and Dominican. So they will acknowledge that while not acknowledging his Mexican side. So I get that. That's the politics of Canelo fans. I get it. But you have two fighters who Canelo fans don't like. They hate Benavidez and they hate Andrade, right? And both of these guys are fighting each other blood for the opportunity to fight Canelo in May. I don't know if that fight is going to happen because Canelo is in a position where he can pick and choose who he wants to fight. If he doesn't choose these guys, irregardless of what the outcome of this fight is going to be, it's not a guarantee that they're going to fight him in May. So, but the reason why I brought you on, Blood, is because this is a high stakes fight, and I know you have seen a lot of high stakes fights in the past to where a fighter is getting ready to fight for a title, getting a shot at opportunity, and they go all out in order to try to put themselves in a position to win. What say you about this fight? How are you feeling about this fight, Blood?
Okay, so you got David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. It's an interesting matchup. We have two undefeated fighters, damn near from different eras. Andrade won his first title the same year then Benavidez made his pro debut. With that considered, there's only 5 professional bouts separating these two fighters. I've always viewed Andrade to be somewhat of an underachiever. To see him place his foot on the gas at 35 years old, it nearly appears as though Andrade has been backed into a corner to finally close in on some kind of a meaningful fight. Regardless, he's still undefeated and will be the second biggest fight for David Benavidez to date, which you covered that on your show yesterday. I agree with you that Plant is the biggest fighter, not because he fought Canelo. When you said that, you had me thinking on the same line as you when you said that. So you brought light to that for me. Benavidez is nearly 10 years younger than Andrade, so he has an age advantage going into this matchup. One advantage that Andrade does have is that he's a southpaw fighter. I was only able to dig up one southpaw on David's resume. Andrade has always been accused by his critics for having a boring style. I know you never heard that, Coach.
Yeah.
He got a boring style and all that.
Boring style. He don't fight nobody.
Yep, exactly. At times, he utilizes a high guard. This is what's so funny about him. At times, he'll utilize a high guard. At times, he drops his hands and utilizes a low guard, and he looks for openings. He tends to fight to the level of his competition. When I see him, when he was at 154, he would give away his height, fighting in like a crouching type style, which he still does that from time to time to this day. He seemed to have issues finding his range at times. In this fight, he will be fighting a fighter that is 2 inches taller than him and has a 1-inch reach advantage. Because Andrade is so inconsistent and awkward, I think at times this works to his advantage, Coach. While it takes him some time to figure out what style he's going to utilize, his opponents are having fits over there. They become frustrated. They become confused. Yeah, it's boring, but he is not. He's not a good style matchup for everybody because he could utilize a variety of looks. I honestly believe Canelo himself has observed that about him and decided that it may not be best to fight Andrade. So when he came into the conference that time, he said, "Oh, you want money, you can't fight," and all of that kind of stuff. But really, he knows that Andrade, man, doesn't really have a style that's consistent. He doesn't have world-defining speed or power, but he has decent speed. And once he gets in the rhythm, his timing gets better as the fight goes on. Once he starts to land his punches and frustrates his opponents enough, he can actually get some of his opponents out of there. He uses a lot of feints and he tends to lead with wide looping hooks. I know you done seen them wide.
Yeah.
He comes and when he does that, he plants his feet too, so he could generate more power. Like against Quigley, he was able. Like Quigley's one of those fighters. He was able to get away with using some of these type of tactics, and this was effective. But his wide punches will not be as effective when he faces the Mexican monster. Benavidez is a bigger, stronger fighter. He has fast hands and throws a lot of straight punches. Yeah. Benavidez is a smarter fighter than what people give him credit for. He's excellent at cutting off the ring, and he comes in with high volume punching. It's coming from all angles. Andrade he likes to study his opponents and doesn't mind taking his time, showing his opponents different looks. With Benavidez, Andrade is not going to get this luxury, bro. According to Benavidez Sr., and I read this, he said that they're going to place relentless pressure on Andrade. They're going to cut off the ring and close the distance. Smothering Andrade's work will prevent Andrade from previous successes he had with lesser fighters. Mm-hmm. I think Benavidez has a better jab. Applying the constant pressure, utilizing effective aggression will lead to clean punches and also give Benavidez one up in ring generalship. Benavidez, unanimous decision or possible late stoppage.
Oh wow! Okay, all right. Hey, you know what? Hey, that was a hell of a breakdown there, boy. You gave me something. I gotta drop these phone lines, blood. Come on. Hey, we need 12 more lights. I gotta drop the phone lines because I know you guys want to ask blood some questions. But it's gonna be some Andrade fans coming at you today, boy. Hey, boy. Cool. It ain't but a couple of them, but shout out JXV dropping that $2 super chat. He said, "No, Benavidez was born in Arizona. He's half Mexican." No, not Jose Benavidez. I think Jose Benavidez was born in Mexico. Shout out to Adrian Lopez. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He says, "Not Fag 9, coach. It's Mr. Potato Head." Salute, brother. Yeah, you call him Mr. Potato Head. I call him Fag 9. I've been calling him that for a minute. Shout out to JXG. He said Jose was born in California. His ID don't matter. You say Jose was born in California. You sure about that? I thought Jose Benavidez was born in was born in Mexico. Well, anyways, you know what? If he wasn't born in Mexico, I stand to be corrected. Sorry about that, but that doesn't have anything to do with his son Benavidez. David Benavidez possibly getting the opportunity to fight Canelo. And the reason why I say that, fam, is because I've heard a whole bunch of Canelo fans, especially D Block. Shout out to D Block. But a whole bunch of Canelo fans use that because David Benavidez, a.k.a. the Mexican Monster, a.k.a. El Bandera Roja, because he's not really Mexican, they say that's the reason why Canelo shouldn't fight him. So the point of me bringing that up, my brother, is those are excuses that are being used not to fight the man. It's not based on his boxing skills. It's not based on that he earned the right to get a shot at Canelo. It's based on everything other than boxing. He ain't Mexican. He Ecuadorian. He Dominican. His daddy was born over here. And then I heard he was born in Mexico. So you get what I'm saying? That was the whole point of me saying that. But we finna get ready to drop these phone lines in a minute, blood. Once we do, we gonna make it do what it do.
You're in the mix with Coach Malachi Williams at True Media Boxing Radio.
Salute, fam.
You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Anyway, phone lines finna get ready to drop, man. Before we do, we gotta say shout out to the Gloria Day and the Fabulous Set Trips. We gonna do that, and once we come back, the phone lines will be dropped. Hold on, blood.
Gloria Day and the Set Trips.
These niggas don't play. These niggas don't play.
We don't play.
You ain't heard they be tripping. So they swerving on. No faking and no snitching. And repping high for the set. Oh, mamas, it ain't no lie. Because niggas gonna bust.
Yes, sir, it is what it is. Once again, it's on, man. We got my main man, Blood Boxing, here in the building, and we also have the phone lines dropping. Now, listen now. I know I don't want nobody pulling up, getting mad, but listen, my Blood mate said he broke it down very eloquently, gave me something else to look at. I got to go back and look at Andrade. some more. Look at Benavidez a little bit more. I would say right now I'm kind of leaning towards Benavidez a little bit. To be fair, because I've seen more Benavidez fights than I have Andrade fights. So I'm not saying that Andrade's not a great fighter, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Blood. I haven't seen a lot of his fights. I've probably seen Andrade maybe box 3 times.
He's been inconsistent, man. He's been inconsistent over the years. So,
You
I
get what I'm
totally
saying?
understand. When he was at 154, he was like a popular fighter that was popular only on social media for the most part. So, I can understand that, bro.
Yeah,
he hasn't had many fights anyways. He's been around for 15, 16 years.
15 years. Yeah, 15 years. Yeah.
What he had? What, 30, 32 fights or something?
Yeah, he got like 30
years.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, Blood, he hasn't been able to land a lot of the big name fighters. He went over there to the Zone. Phone lines open, guys. 530-494-9636. He went over there to the Zone, and hold on, Blood. I gotta link it up. He went over there to the Zone, hoping to maybe get the Canelo fight. He couldn't get the Canelo fight. Triple G didn't want to fight him, and then he tried to. I don't know what happened with him and Jermell Charlo back in the day, but that didn't work out. So it's just a lot, man. Some people say that he's the most avoided fighter in the modern day era, but then there are fights that he openly turned down. So it's kind of hard for me to say he's the most avoided fighter in the modern day era in one breath, but then he's pulling out of fights with Jermell Charlo. He's pulling out of fights with Zach Parker. He's been mandated to fight Janabek. He pulled out of that twice where he dropped the belt in the second time. So, it's kind of difficult for me to make that argument, We got a call calling in though, Blood. Hold on.
Okay.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Salute, coach, man. It's Cassidy, heavy bag, man. What's up, man? How are you, man? OG Blood Boxing doing today, man?
Heavy bag, Cassidy from London. Talk to me.
What up, Cassidy?
Salute, OG Blood Boxing, man. Salute, coach, man. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, we're doing well. What is it? What you got to say, fam?
Okay, yeah, man. That was a excellent breakdown from OG Blood Boxing. I do pivot I do lean towards David Benavidez at this present moment, and it's been heard that Demetrius Andrade, he hasn't really lived up to his potential. He came off the amateur circuit with the likes of Terence Bob Crawford and those other guys. He came up with Wilder. He came up around those guys in the amateur circuits. He was beating the best guys down there in the amateur circuits and came to the pros. And it's been said that he hasn't. I wouldn't say, coach, that Triple G didn't want to fight him. Those guys didn't want to fight him. It's been covered that he's been a poor businessman. He's been a poor businessman. If you want to take him and Terence Bob Crawford's business, for example, you can see the differences. Andrade he wants to pull out fights. He wants to do other things, as in like he wants to get drunk. I'm not sure if you've seen him drunk in the middle of the road, pulling out crispy at that stage. You know what I'm saying? So he was going through certain things in his life. I'm leaning towards Benavidez. Andrade will make it difficult for Benavidez. I want to give the ring generalship to like
your phone, Andrade. You got a bad reception, man. Your phone breaking up like crazy. But go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it was breaking up.
Oh, I apologize, coach. I apologize. I was just saying to you that I lean towards David Benavidez at this present moment, but Demetrius Andrade, he has the intelligence. I would say he has a ring rapport. He's a more defined fighter. Like you said, there's bits and pieces of David Benavidez that we don't really like. I want to say his footwork. He's got 2 left feet. He fights in a straight line. He doesn't move his head off the center line too tough. His jab isn't the greatest. I saw him get knocked down by Ronald Brazil with a jab because he's off balance. Demetrius Andrade's got better balance. I would say he's a stronger fighter. He's almost a decade older than Benavidez, so I'll say his core strength is there. His ring rapport. I would say he's a more cleaner fighter. When I say the more cleaner, he's been in the less wars. So yeah, I would lean towards Benavidez because he's a bigger, stronger. He's fought the better competition, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying to you? So, and he's been the more active. We don't want any rust here. And I do wish, coach, that after they do fight, I don't want to see any of the top guys like Charlo, Andrade. I don't want to see these guys out of the ring for 2 years. You know what I'm saying to you? Whoever loses or whoever wins needs to get back in there straight away in less than, I say, about 7 to 9 months in that period. What do you have to say to that, coach? Now, thank you for your time.
All right,
thank you, Blood Retro Boxing, man.
All right, shout out to Cassidy, man. Salute to you, fam. Thank you, brother. Your point well taken. Shout out to Cassidy. Yeah, man. Not that it matters, but I did find an article because these guys was saying that, right here, I found an article right here. It said that Jose Benavidez Sr. is a Mexican-born trainer. He was born in Mexico, right? But anyway, that don't matter. But his breakdown of Andrade is what I have heard before. Baby Benavidez is flat-footed. He is. You can, these are some of the difficult things that I can see, Blood, that Benavidez may have. Andrade can make Benavidez miss and pay. If Benavidez opened himself up too much offensively, he can't get countered. I saw when Benavidez fought Caleb Plant. It's two things I noticed. He can't fight out of the clinch. That's one. And then two, he can't fight on the back foot. Anytime that Caleb Plant decided to push him back, he couldn't fight backwards. I did see that. So, and he did swing wide and miss some punches because, Caleb Plant had pretty good footwork. So he did swing some punches, so he tried to throw some left hooks and he missed a couple of times and just really hit air. So I did see that. And that probably had a lot to do with timing. Caleb Plant timed him. He anticipated the shot coming, and then when Benavidez threw the shot, he moved out of the way, and then Caleb Plant looked at the crowd like what you swinging at. So I do see Andrade can do that to Benavidez probably early on in the fight. The thing that I'm not sure about, Blood, is as the fight materializes, what is the pace that Andrade is going to try to set for this fight? I would think maybe he want to slow it down. And as the fight materializes, if he's going to fight on the back foot, can he establish a jab? Does he have respectable power to keep Benavidez off of him? And as the fight materializes, as the fight go on, Benavidez gets stronger in the fight. His opponents have a tendency to wear down, very similar to Caleb Plant. I just want to see as the fight materializes, how will Andrade handle that? Will he be able to make the adjustments? Will he wear down later in the fight? That's what I don't know, Blood. Are you anticipating Andrade wearing down in the second half of the fight?
What's so funny about Demetrius Andrade's fight, and I've seen a whole bunch of his fights. What's so funny about him is that his opponents in the past gave him too much respect. Nobody's never really stepped to him and really put the kind of pressure on him, and he's very awkward, unorthodox.
Hold on. Go ahead, Blood.
Oh, yeah, he's very awkward. He's very unorthodox, inconsistent in his styles. Like I said, sometimes he'll show you a high guard. Sometimes he'll have a low guard. Sometimes a crouching style. He usually doesn't use like a real stiff jab. It's kind of like a probing type of jab. He leads with a lot of hooks and things like that. Once he gets the distance down and the timing down of his opponent, he'll frustrate the hell of him, showing him different looks. Mm-hmm. And fighters who sat there and waited on Andre to get that data, they're the ones who end up paying, because once he gets it down, man, he has them. So I think that Benavidez Sr. plan is something that I've never seen anybody do to Demetrius Andrade before, and that's to apply pressure, high volume punching, and to cut off the ring, and to get this guy involved in a fight, in a real fight, rather than giving him time to set up and plant his feet and throw those wide looping punches. I disagree with Cassidy. I think that Benavidez is the bigger, stronger guy. I've heard him talk about core development and all that kind of stuff for a 35-year-old. You don't really know anyways, because this guy never really has been tested by no real elite fighters. He's 35 now, so we don't even know if he dropped how much he's lost at this time, because nobody's really the same at 35 than they was a few years before that. So, I think that him applying a whole bunch of pressure, that's something that ain't ever been done to Demetrius Andrade before. And Demetrius Andrade, somebody in the chat too said something about the jab. Benavidez always utilizes his jab. It's Demetrius Andrade who uses a probing jab and usually leads with hooks, with wild hooks all the time.
Okay.
Awkward angles and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't keep Andrade keeps to get his head off the line, so I get exactly what you're saying. Just his style is very very awkward. Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This is Coach Eddie from ATL. What's happening, brother?
Coach Eddie from ATL, talk to me.
What's going on, bro? What's going on, blood?
Hey, what's up, Coach? How you doing? Good to talk to you again, man.
Yes, sir. I'm good, brother. Yeah, like everything you said is pretty much, right on point. One thing I like to add to it is that David Benavidez, he does run a lot of shots, but you have to be stationary for him to do it, or you got to be up against the rope.
Yeah.
He doesn't run a lot of shots when you're, in the middle of the ring. And one thing about Andrade, like you alluded to, when he comes out, one thing about Andrade is he will check your chin. He's known to check your chin first, second, and third round. He'll sit there, he'll watch you. He's kind of like a mongoose or cobra. He'll sit there and he'll lull you to sleep. And next thing you know, out of nowhere, bam, you on the floor. And you like, how the heck did I get you? Because to be quiet as kept, Andrade is the harder puncher. But Benavidez is he throws more punches, but power for power. Demetrius Andrade has more pop than David does. David doesn't push you on the floor with one punch. David just beats the crap out of you and just overwhelms you and busts you up. But Andrade actually sets your butt on the ground. But that's something that he's going to get lulled to sleep. Another thing with Andrade is that I believe he's going to put David Benavidez in the blender. Because you notice a lot of those guys like Ronald Ellis, they gave David Benavidez a very good fight until it wasn't a good fight anymore. Keyshawn Davis was right there with him. He brought a guy up on 154, the smaller guy. And he took everything that David Benavidez gave him. He finished on his feet. They just got tired of watching the guy get punched. David is not an accurate puncher. He just overwhelms you. He gets gloves. He just hits you wherever the heck he can. Boo Boo is an accurate puncher. He hits you on the button. That's why he knocks guys down. But what he does is he will put you in a blender. He will drop. He will make you turn. He will spin you, and then he will spin you right into a hard right hook or a crazy left hand or a uppercut. And that's how he gets a lot of his knockdown. That's how he was able to break Quigley's jaw. He's spinning right into a right hook. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm leaning towards Andrade because he has a lot to prove. Because he loses this fight, his whole career was a joke. So he knows that he has a lot riding on this fight, and he wants to make good on it.
But see, the only issue I have with that, what you're saying, Coach Eddie, is this here. I mean, the argument can be made, okay, yeah, he did that to Quigley and those other guys, but he ain't fought nobody like Benavidez. And, yeah, he did that to those guys who were not on his level from a skill set standpoint. So, it's kind of hard to gauge how. Now, we know that Andrade was the star guy in the Olympics and stuff like that. He was the creme de la creme and things like that. But his career has been plagued with bad business decisions and just people outright not wanting to fight him, ducking him, so to speak. So the level of competition that he's fought thus far, it's kind of hard for me to tell, even right now in 2023, how good he really is based on who he fought. So I don't know if Andrade is the harder puncher between the two. We're gonna find out November the 25th how hard Andrade can punch versus David Benavidez. I really don't know. I won't know that until that happens.
Right on, Coach.
Definitely check your chin, though, Coach. You're right about that. Just like he did Quigley, he just came out with, I think it was a really hard right hand he hit him with. All of a sudden, you're right about that. That was a really good point you brought up. And then there's a big difference too between power and strength too. Like a lot of people confuse the two, but just because somebody has a lot of power doesn't mean they have a whole bunch of strength. It's like what Andre Ward said about Kovalev. Yeah, he hits with a lot of power, but this guy don't have no strength though. I think that Benavidez is stronger, and then maybe they're more closer and comparable in power. So good points, Coach.
All right, but shout out to Coach Eddie. ATL, stand up, fam. Thank you so much, brother, for calling. ATL, stand up. I mean, that's the question for me, blood. I just want to see. Okay, I'm very, very. I'm kind of excited about this fight. And the reason, caller, hold on. And the reason why, blood, I'm excited about it because it's a high stakes fight. Assuming all goes well, assuming if Mauricio Sulaiman keeps his word, and we do know we're dealing with Mauricio Sulaiman, but Mauricio Sulaiman said that the winner of this fight allegedly is supposed to be awarded the mandatory status to fight for the WBC super middleweight title. That's what he said, right? Now, will that happen? I don't know. That's one. But two, even if that does happen, if Canelo don't choose to fight the winner of these two guys, guess what? We ain't gonna see those fights anyways. So there's two things that potentially could be going against this, landing Canelo, or it's two things that could be going in their favor if Canelo picks the winner, or if Mauricio Sulaiman mandates it, either or if Canelo say, man, I don't give a damn about who win that fight. I ain't fighting either one of them, and the WBC can change their mind. So I really, that's what I want to see. Carlo, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oaktown, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach. It's just so hard to gauge exactly how good Andrade really is because, you know, let's take out the fact that he hasn't fought any elite guys. I looked at his resume, not only his resume, but I looked at the people he's faced. In 32 fights, he's only fought one title challenger his whole career. And one ex-champ, which was a Reggie champ, which doesn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So he's just beyond unproven despite having this impressive 32 win, you know, record with 19 knockouts. And if he's got the kind of power that Coach Eddie says, I would think he'd be knocking these journeymen out with a lot more frequency. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get that some guys, you know, you just can't knock them out no matter how hard you hit them. And, you know, not everybody's blessed with knockout power. But you would think these guys that are basically just there for a paycheck for the most part because they haven't really done anything, their claim to fame is, hey, I fought a champion named Demetrius Andrade for whatever that's worth. They're nobody in the grand scheme of things. So it's hard to, like, gauge exactly how good this dude is. And like Blood Boxing said, this cat's 35. So he's on the tail end of his career. So, you know, ain't no telling if his skills are going to erode gradually or if he's just going to fall off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you make it, you know, I didn't even really look at it that way. He is 35 years old. The age can be looked upon as overrated sometimes because, you know, it depends on what types of shape he's in. If he hasn't taken a lot of punishment, you know, and he hasn't, you know, been in there with any, like, a whole lot of wars. I don't think Andrade has ever been in a war. So it could be that he's just that good, that he wins these fights easy, or he hasn't been in there with the type of competition that's going to push him. So there's too many things that I don't know about him. He's a nice guy. You know, I don't dislike him, but there's just too many things I don't know about him. So for me, November 25th is going to tell me who Andrade is as a fighter. For me. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know much about him, to be fair, Martin. But salute to you, fam.
For sure.
Anything you want to say on that, Blood?
No, man. I agree with him, man. What I think it is, man, I think that, yeah, he hasn't been in a whole lot of wars, but this guy just never had fought anybody elite, man. He never fought anyone elite. He never did. So we don't really know where he's at. He made a valid point. And plus, he is 35. And yes, you're right, Coach. It depends on how many miles you have on you, but you still lose something when you're 35. Still, for the most part, I can't name one fighter who was a better fighter post 35. There were some fighters who got better in certain areas, such as a Bernard Hopkins or George Foreman. But to say that they were at their physical best anymore, you could name them. If you got one for me, Coach, name them. Shit. I
don't know, man. Maybe people say Crawford, he's 36. He beat Spence, but you're right. Hagler retired at what, 33, 34, something of that 34. Sort? 34. He retired before he turned 35.
But he had a lot of miles too.
He had a lot of miles. He had 60 something fight. No, Hagler had probably more than that. Let me look up Hagler. Hey, shout out to Mark from Oakland. Salute to you, fam.
Shout out, man, from Oakland, bro.
Yeah, Hagler had what the hell is box, bro? Hagler had a whole lot of goddamn fights, man. Like that man, god damn, bro.
When it comes to boxing, we got it on lock. With your host, Coach Malachi Williams at True Media Boxing Radio.
True. Caller, hold on. Shout out to Jit Stanfield.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, I think Boo Boo has a similar style to Emmanuel Augustus. He said, with the awkward angles and movement. He said, I don't know how you and Blood think about that or if it could be an advantage. I mean, it could be an advantage because Andrade doesn't keep his head on the line. So Blood made a valid point as of late that he's very awkward with his offensive attack, the way he throws his punches at different angles. He'll squat down, he'll leap in and, try to hit you with a hook or uppercut, stuff like that. He times it very well, but I think he does that against competition that he knows is pretty much subpar. I don't know if he's going to be doing a lot of these things, because normally when you see fighters fight, elite fighters, and everything's going to up and up, they're on the same level. Some of the shoe shining and the showboating that they do with lesser opposition, they don't do that with the upper class opposition. You know what I mean? Most of the time, so you don't really see that. But hold on, we got another super chat, Blood. Shout out to Damon Wester dropping that $2 super chat. He said, can Canelo pull out his WBC French fry status? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's using it, to be fair. I'll call him. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, what's up, Coach? You already know what time it is. It's inevitable. It's D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore. Fact!
D-Block, talk to me, fam.
What's up, Blood? So you good, man?
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to you, D-Block. One love, bro.
Hell yeah. I know you like your history of boxing. So let me ask you a question, man. And I'm going to get right down and dirty with this Mr. Ecuadorian, Guacamolean, Miss Arizona's finest son. Don't know where he's from. Even his daddy don't know where he's from. Is he Salvadorian? Is it Honduran? Is it, what is he, man? What is he? What could it be? Nothing but a bowl of guacamole. Anyways, let me ask you a question, man. Who do you think is the greatest of all time heavyweight champions? For me, it's Muhammad Ali. But they keep on sneaking on my ear and telling me that Rocky Marciano was one of the greatest and could have been there with Muhammad Ali and given him a test. What you got to say with that?
D-Block, what does that have to do with today's topic?
Coach,
because we talked about this 2 weeks ago, and he likes history of boxing. I want to know what he got to say about this. Fast.
Hey, you know what, D-Block? You want to know what I have to say, to be honest with you?
Yeah, give it to me.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
And the best man
Shut
to win.
That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got to. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Oh man, okay. So it looks like the white man has infiltrated.
About 5 or 6. Top for heavyweight.
Oh hell no. Hell no. You serious about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Retro boxing. You serious about that?
Yes.
He beat an old ass Joe Louis.
He beat old Joe Louis, man. That's the clip I was trying to get Coach to play for you, but
Oh, which one?
Man. Hell no. I'm gonna tell you something, Retro. I respect you, my brother, but let me give you the facts, okay? Let me give you my facts that I come with. Facts. I got you, Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Joe Louis, number 2. I got you, George Foreman at number 4. Number 3, I got to go in there with Jack Johnson. And then we got a pedigree coming down. I got Mike Tyson because he was the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. You cannot deny Mike Tyson what he brought to the era of boxing, late 80s. He was the man, and he had a plan to be undisputed, to be the king of the ring, and that's exactly what he did. And then you got Holyfield. You got to give respect for, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world? He lived in the golden era of great champion. And I got you Lennox Lewis. Right there. You got to be there. And Coach loves Lennox Lewis. Am I right or am I wrong, Coach?
I mean, whoever you have, that, I mean, it's subjective to you. You know what I mean? So there's really no wrong
that's okay.
answer. That's just how you see it. Rocky Marciano.
Coach, we're talking about great, Coach. We're talking about great. Marciano is top 15 of heavyweights of all time. He fought nobody at the end of the day. He fought nothing but old bums. Should have never belonged there with Joe Louis. Joe Louis wanted the money. We know this, Coach. Fact. So, anyways, I'm sorry, Retro. I'm sorry, man. It just got me pumped up because you like history of boxing.
All right,
get me on my nerves with this, man.
All right, well, shout out to D-Block, man. You want to call back? Because we've been talking
hell
for 5
yeah,
minutes,
call back. D-Block, D-Town, D-Town, Baltimore, stand up.
Man.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something wonderful. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
Hey, he came with that blood. Oh, there they go. There they go.
Oh man, every time you play that clip, man, I be blind. I be laughing. But you know who I really like the best out of all your clips? That Gloria lady who be singing.
Oh yeah, Gloria there in the set trip.
Man, I love that lady right there. Now I'm a big fan.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what up, Coach? This is Mark from Los Angeles.
Mark from LA. Yeah, talk to me.
Hey, you know how the winner of Andre and Benavidez is, would be the most ideal challenger for Canelo, right? We all want to see that fight, whether you're a Canelo fan or not, right? Here's my question. Canelo can, like you said, he can probably say, hey, I'm not going to fight you. The WBC, they're Mexican. They're probably, that they can say, hey, we don't want to force you to fight them. All that is up in the air. But at the end of the day, we all want to see Benavidez Canelo. We want to see that fight more than Andre Canelo. My question is, do you think Benavidez has to win convincingly in order to have a shot at Canelo saying, I'm going to fight you, as opposed to roughing it out in a close decision? My opinion is, I think he needs to win convincingly, because if he doesn't, Canelo's going to be like, well, you barely beat this dude. No, I'm not going to fight you. What do you think?
That's a good question, man. I can't predict it because, again, Canelo was in a position where he pick and chooses who he wants to fight, and if he don't want to fight you, he's not going to fight you, and no one can make him fight anybody. So, it's a 50-50 chance that whoever wins this fight, Canelo may pick him next, or it's a 50-50 chance that he may not pick him. It's hard for me to guess that. It's very, very hard for me to guess that, to be fair. But, only way we're going to know, we'll find out.
Sometimes fighters are more willing to take the fight if they see some weaknesses, though.
Yeah.
If they see some weaknesses, they'll say, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and take them. So sometimes winning convincingly could get you out of a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're right about that. You're right about that. If you look too good, yeah, man, I ain't fighting this dude right now. We're going to stall him out. We're going to find somebody else because, he's in a position where he can get paid regardless of who he fights. So, he may try to find an easier touch. You got a point, man. And it's an article I wanted to show you, Blood. I'll show it to you in a minute. Mark, anything else you want to say, brother?
No, just that the other day when that guy from San Francisco called, I thought it was really funny.
Oh yeah. That shit was hilarious. You know what I mean? Like these dudes here, but I don't know what to say about these dudes, man. I really don't, man. But shout out to Mark from LA, salute fan, West Coast, stand up. Hey, shout out to Diaz, man. Shout out to Diaz for becoming a member. Salute to you, fam. And shout out to Jugs.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, Blood. I had a troll who created an account 5 days ago, calling acting like he was gay. He probably was gay, saying he wanted to holler at a nigga and all that shit there. And I'm like, that shit was crazy. That man, like,
I heard that call you got that day.
Yeah, that's the call I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the call. Oh, nigga. Matter of fact, 2 people called and did it. It was him, there was another dude, but then he said he was playing, but he sounded like the first guy who did it. So I don't know, man. I just like, damn, my nigga, that's what y'all doing now? Y'all calling a nigga acting gay, trying to holler at a nigga on live on the air? Like, damn, all and then if you from San Francisco, if you really are from San Francisco, listen, that's the capital of Sodom and Gomorrah. You right there where all of it is at. So what the fuck you calling the old boy for? Anyways, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Gamo from LA, tapping in.
Gamo from LA, salute, fam. Talk to me.
We know Benavidez got no chance against Canelo. David got no chance but a knockout. Canelo got a hell of a chin. He ain't gonna knock him out. We all know David got no chance. So we want to see Canelo in these 3 fights. Either give us the Bivol 2 rematch. If you're really a beast Canelo, you're gonna rematch Bivol. 168, 175, you're gonna rematch him and beat him. He gonna run from that smoke. either Terrence Bud Crawford, 168, give him the fucking shot, like Roy Jones Jr. I got Roy greater than Floyd. When Roy was 49-1, what he already did was already greater than Floyd's 50-0. So, and I got probably Roy Jones Jr. stopping Canelo. And then the third fight is either Jake Paul. So it's either Bebo rematch, Terrence Bud Crawford, or Jake Paul. No more running, no more cherry picking. Give us one of these fights. Like it's no more ducking and dodging. So I believe Terrence can beat Canelo at 168. Terrence spars big guys 175. But I got Roy Jones Jr. greater than Floyd, an all-time great list. What he's already did when he was 49-1. After he beat Tarver for that first fight, he could have retired, came back, fought Felix Trinidad, and he could have been the greatest ever. But he loved the game. But I believe Andre can take this fight. So it's gonna be a good one. But I do believe Benavidez got no chance against Canelo. So,
all right, well, shout out to Gamo from LA, man. West Coast, stand up, man. Salute, man.
Coach, either these three fights, we want Bebo rematch, Terrence Bud Crawford, or Jake Paul. No more running and dodging. Those three fights only. Gamo from LA tapping in.
All right, running and dodging. God damn. Okay, so no more running and dodging, no more cherry picking. Oh, how did Jake Paul get involved in the equation? I don't know. Shout out to Judge. He said, shout out to Blood Boxing. Yeah, salute. Hey, shout out to Judge. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Damon West for dropping that $2 super chat. He said, Coach, don't say Canelo may pick the winner. Say duck. Hey, bro. It is what it is, man. We don't know. We really don't know. Shout out to Jit Stanfield for becoming a member. Salute to you, fam. And shout out to the real McCoy for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What he say? He say, Coach and Blood. He say, what's hoodie hood? Hey, salute, fam. What's going on with you, brother? Hey, Blood, look here, man. What the brother say? He said he want to see Canelo fight Bivol, Terrence Crawford, and Jake Paul. No more ducking. You know what? I ain't. You know what? You ain't gotta like it, man, but you gotta respect it.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, I really can't respect that. That right there is Jake Paul. Then whatever. Hey, Blood, listen. This is what I want to show you, fam. Now I got an article right here. Jose Benavidez, which is Jose Benavidez Senior. Jose Benavidez Senior. This is what he said right here in this article. As a matter of fact, let me share it. And he's talking about Canelo's punching power. And I didn't think about it, but when he said it, I'm like, okay, maybe he have a valid point because he fought Jermell Charlo. So this is what Jose Benavidez said. He said the end game for Jose Senior is to get Canelo Alvarez in the ring with his son, who is David Benavidez, right? So far, his plan hasn't exactly worked out. For whatever the reason, Alvarez has been lukewarm on the idea of facing Benavidez. Mostly, he points to a tenuous resume and a barren world title case as reasons why Benavidez hasn't been giving the call. To Jose, however, Alvarez is flat out scared. Although Jose Benavidez doesn't respect the way Alvarez has gone about his business, he said he recently became his biggest fan, probably since he signed over there to the partnership with the PBC. This past weekend at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Alvarez threw he defended his titles against Jermell Charlo. We do know that Jermell Charlo ran. He said Jose didn't make it to the arena, but he did purchase the pay-per-view and he watched how things played out. Every chance he got, Jose stood and screamed at the top of his lungs. He may have been several miles away, but if Alvarez listened closely, he could hear Jose chanting his name. So Jose was pretty much rooting for Canelo to win the fight. He said, I was going for Canelo. I wanted him to beat Charlo and look impressive and maybe knock him out in order to get all that confidence and maybe that confidence that's needed in order to fight David Benavidez. He said, but still, even when Alvarez dominated for 36 consecutive minutes and fighting flawlessly, Jose was able to find a few holes in Canelo's performance, most notably his lack of punching power, right? He said to me, he looked good. He went in there, condition looked good, but I didn't think the power is not there anymore. he had a lot of opportunities to finish Charlo, but he had a lot of opportunities to finish him, but he never really got hurt. He said, yeah, he dropped him, but it was a flash knockdown, and he got up no problem. What I noticed in that fight, Blood, Canelo did a lot of loading up on his shots. He did a lot of loading up on his punches, and he was hitting Jermell Charlo with some shots, with some good punches, but that wasn't even phasing him. But Jermell Charlo was running, and then he did take a knee, in one of the knockdowns.
Right.
He took a voluntarily knee, and then I looked at him when he took the knee. He looked up. He wasn't really hurt. He stood up on the count of 8, and he went back to doing what he did, running again and stuff like that, throwing shots whenever he could. Do you think there's some validity to that?
Well, I mean, there was one time where I saw where he was muscling Jermell Charlo against the ropes with one hand, and he landed a pretty good right hand. I think he was muscling him with his left hand and landed a really good right hand. Didn't really seem to hurt Jermell Charlo, but Jermell Charlo is not a fighter who's ever been knocked out before. He's not known to have any kind of a glass chin. He didn't land a whole bunch of solid punches because Jermell wouldn't engage. He wouldn't engage. He wouldn't give him an opportunity to engage.
Caller, hold on.
I believe if he was more aggressive, he might have knocked out Jermell Charlo.
All right. Well, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
L from Kansas City.
L from Kansas City. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah, so I've been, we talking about Canelo and Benavidez. I still think Canelo could probably beat Benavidez if that fight does happen. But my concern is kind of what you guys were just speaking about. Has Canelo lost his puncher power? I don't know if he's lost his puncher power as much as he's more predictable, it seems. Because like you're saying, he's been loading up. He doesn't throw combinations. It's like he's lost his... He can hit hard, but it's like his predictable. You can see when that right hand's about to come. He's like pausing, he's loading up, he's going to throw it. He doesn't have his combination punching anymore. I don't know if that's coming with age. I don't know if that's because of, as he's gotten older, his stamina, because he's always had stamina issues. We all know that. But I don't know if that's what it is. But do you guys have any reason why you think he may be loading up more and not throwing any combinations anymore?
For me, I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because he feel like that, hey man, once I hit these guys hard enough, they're going to run. He's trying to establish his dominance on the fighter, maybe try to break the fighter's will by hitting them hard, punching them. And then we saw Jermell Charlo was running. And I would say that Jermell Charlo ran because he felt Canelo's punching power. But when I went back and watched that fight again, he was running from the first from the first round with the bell minute. So yeah, I can't even really say that. So, but yeah, I watched that fight twice. I mean, Canelo looked good. I mean, but he really didn't do anything spectacular, to be fair. Now, I know this is going to make Canelo fans upset because you got a lot of Canelo stands. You got some Canelo stands. If you're not praising him, wearing his underwear with his face on the draws, like my main man D-Block, then they feel some type of way. But if you just really be honest and go back and look at that fight, he pretty much did the exact same thing for the first round to the 12th round, probably because he didn't need to do anything else. So I don't want to sit back and say, well, with Canelo, he was predictable in that fight, but he just did the same thing. Loaded up. He was throwing bolo punches, loaded up on the left hook, loaded up on the right hook. He did, when he did throw straight punches down the pipe, he did land. He was out jabbing Jermell Charlo. And when Jermell Charlo was throwing, when he did let his hands go, he was hitting Canelo. Canelo was right there to be hit right down the center. So, but in that particular fight, he just loaded up the entire fight. So, and I don't know. I don't know. I would need to see what he looks like in the next fight. If he fights the same way, then that may be just where he's at in his career. What say you, Blood?
You know what, man? I think a lot of these guys are just aware of who Canelo is, so they don't engage with him like they used to back in the day. And he's also fighting bigger guys than he used to fight. Let's not forget that Canelo was once at 154 pounds, and he was fighting smaller guys at one time. But over the past few years, man, Canelo has fought, other than like, Amir Khan and some of these guys, he's usually fought highly skilled fighters. He fought guys like Eris Landelor. Now, the guys who were smaller, 154, who weren't the most skilled fighters, he used to knock them guys out. The James Kirklands. Even though Liam Smith is more skilled than a Kirkland, he was able to get guys like that out of there. He didn't knock out Gennady Golovkin. Big deal. He didn't knock out Daniel Jacobs. Maybe that's one of the fights that you could be critical, or the Callum Smith fight. But he did finish guys like Plant, and he finished guys like Sanders. He's never had Julian Jackson type power anyways. I mean, there's only a few people who have that kind of power. He doesn't have that kind of power, but he's always usually been able to break people down. He punches harder than the average. He's still a hard puncher, but it depends on the level of opposition with Canelo. He's fighting bigger guys too now than he used to fight. So I think it's a combination of all those things.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Fighting the bigger guys, that's one thing I was thinking about. But my thing is, like, I'm just watching. I'm like, because I was watching the Charlo fight, and I'm watching, and yeah, Charlo ran, like you said, from the beginning to the end. But I'm just like, he's so predictable. Like, I can see everything Canelo does, and it's like, I mean, I get that's possibly because Charlo was running, but it's like, it seems like his last couple of fights he's been kind of predictable to me, and I'm just like, is he getting old and he doesn't have it in him to throw combinations? Because as I'm watching, obviously he's still bigger than Crawford, but I still think I can see if Crawford can keep moving, he could hit this dude and pick him apart, and it just makes you wonder. And it's like, obviously we saw Bivol pick him apart, and Bivol could throw combinations, and he let him go on him. So it's like just things like that. I just keep watching. Like, I like Canelo. I've always been a Canelo fan, but I'm like, his age and the amount of fights he's had, because you got to remember, he's been fighting since he was, 15?
That's
so
true.
I'm like, is all these things messing up with him? And it's finally, because every fighter, like you made a comment earlier, you never really see the fighter get better after a certain age. And I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, they get smarter. In a lot of cases, they get smarter, but they can't always pull the trigger on where they want to land and stuff because of age and, just going down in with some of their skills. So.
All right, well, shout out. Listen, man, salute to you, fam. Shout out to L from Kansas City. Salute, fam. Blood, let me get a couple of these super chats out of the way. Shout out to Jonathan for dropping that $2 super chat. He said the Ecuadorian Bigfoot is overrated. Okay, that's your opinion, well taken. Shout out to Robin V. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Canelo would suffer from the Mike Tyson syndrome. During the final stages of his career, the combinations were few and far in between. You know what? You make a point like that as well. Like some of those fighters, I remember when Mike was getting older in his career, he wasn't really throwing the combinations like that. He got kind of lazy with his offense and even his defense as well, just looking for the one shot. And that's what it seemed like I was seeing in that fight also.
You're in the mix with Coach Malachi Williams at True Media Boxing Radio.
You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Hold on, guys. We got another call calling in. Hold on. Caller, hold on. We got a super chat. Shout out to Ali Maddox. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Ali said the Cinnamon Duck should fight the winner of Benavidez and Andrade next. Of course, the Grand Duck fights Bivol with 10 KOs. He said, but that ginger fraud dodges Beterbiev. Okay, salute to Ali Maddox. Salute to you, fam.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? What's up, Blood? This is M1 from the BX.
M1 from the BX, talk to me.
Shout out to you.
Yo, yeah, Blood. Yo, Coach. Yo, I don't know, man. These fans is bugging out, Coach. First of all, the contract is with PBC that he got. These 3 fights. He already did 1. The next fight is going to be either Benavidez or Andrade or the other Charlo. Those 3 fights are the 3 fights from the PBC. Ain't nobody else getting in there with that money. Al is not going to let nobody else come in and fight them right now. Another thing is that, I don't know, man, these fans be bugging out. You know, he just fought, not so long ago, so of course he's not going to say who's going to fight next right now. He's going to give it another, month or whatever to say who he's going to fight. You know what I'm saying? They just want to say who he's going to fight right now. But those are the 3 fights that's coming up.
Okay. Well, shout out to M1 man from the BX, man. Salute
Yo,
you, fam.
Coach, one more thing. And you're right about the Mexicans from Mexico, because I got my boy. He got deported. He came back. He told me that they fucking and he was born over there. And he came back. I don't know how he came back, but he came back. He said they was dissing him over there, man, because he was raised over here, man.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to everyone from the BA. Salute to you, fam. I mean, it is what it is. That's pretty much. I mean, I got a documentary on that as well. So shout out to Lennox. Shout out to the real McCoy. Hey, dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said Lennox Lewis got much better as he aged. He said, what do you two think about that? Yeah, he did. Lennox Lewis pretty much hit his prime later on in his career, and he fought. I hated Lennox Lewis when he was a fighter, but once Lennox Lewis, and the reason why I hated Lennox Lewis because he beat Mike Tyson. So I'm just being honest with you. I was not justified in hating Lennox, but to be honest with you, Lennox Lewis was a bad boy. What say you, Blood? Do you think he got better as he aged?
Well, yeah, he aged like a fine wine. But what ended up happening? Let's not forget. Lennox Lewis only ever lost 2 fights. He lost to Oliver McCall and he lost to Hasim Rotman. He avenged both of those losses, but he made some changes in his style when he went with Emmanuel Stewart.
Yeah, Emmanuel Stewart was a key in that. He perfected that jab with Emmanuel Stewart, and he dropped it. And Emmanuel Stewart, they trained for knockouts, and he was dropping that right hand like MC Hammer, so dropping that right hand like Thor, and also, I want to say this too. Lennox, when he fought the Holyfields, when he fought the Tysons, those guys were past it when he fought.
Absolutely.
They were past it. But that ain't Lennox Lewis' fault. A lot of those guys didn't want to fight him when they was. Well,
Holyfield did all right in the first fight, though. He did okay in the first fight.
He lost that fight. They said it was a draw.
He lost it. But he held his own at times. He lost the fight, though. Even though it was a draw, he lost that fight. You're right. He did.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Jersey.
Martin from Jersey.
In my opinion, if Customato would have been a younger man, Mike Tyson would have probably retired undefeated. That's just my opinion. But I just want to talk about the Andrade and Benavidez. Blood, what's up, Blood?
Hey,
don't you feel like? Don't you feel Benavidez' defense real leaky because that Caleb Plant was landing a lot of shots on him, and Demetrius Andrade, I'm not as big as coach on Demetrius Andrade. The man that said that he got movement like Usyk the other day, so I don't know what to say about that. But besides the point, he does have some pop, and Benavidez does get hit, and he does. You say he cuts the ring off pretty well, but I see him square off in front of guys a lot of times. Mm-hmm. So, with a smart fighter like Demetrius, he might get dropped. But I don't know about winning the fight, but he might get dropped in that fight.
He wears him down, and he eventually is able to cut him off. But the thing about it is that Plant throws more combinations than Demetrius Andrade. Andrade is, he kind of sits in there, collects his data, and he just kind of moves based on his opponent. I've seen him fight up to his opponent's level a lot of times. Sometimes he could have put his foot on the gas to try to get some of these guys out of here. Plant throws his punches more straight also, whereas Demetrius Andrade throws a lot of looping punches, more often than Plant, who has a more educated jab than Demetrius Andrade. I don't see the educated jab that some of you guys are seeing. I don't see it. I looked at a few of his fights again. I've been watching him fight since the early days of YouTube, since 2010, and I don't see the educated jab. He comes in.
Andrade,
he's a southpaw fighter.
Yeah, he gets wild.
With a lot of lead right hands and things like that, and those are they're wide punches. And he's not the fastest guy out there. He does have a high ring IQ, though. I'll give him that. But he's a different type of offensive fighter than Plant, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Blood, one more thing, Blood. If for some miracle we get Boots against Terrence Crawford, is it safe to say that'll probably look like Mugabe against Hagler?
That's a good comparison. That's a really good comparison.
Right?
He's going to have to pull it out. Crawford is going to have to pull it out just like Hagler did against Mugabe. Yes,
Yep.
I think that's a great comparison.
All right.
All right, shout out to Martin from Jersey. Brick City, stand up. Yeah. I mean, that is a good comparison because John the Beast Mugabe. I remember that fight, man. Like, because I think I don't know if Hagler. I think Hagler was at the end of his career. I think that was the fight he had before Sugar Ray. That was his second to the last fight, and he was slowing down a little bit. But Hagler got motivated for that fight. He said, "Man, I don't know what y'all see, man, in this dude, man, but he said I'm gonna break him." He said I got nothing but war on my mind. WAR, war. Right. And he said, when I finish with him, he will not be the beast no more, and this and that. And Hagler took it to him. Like Hagler wasn't afraid of him. He took it to him, man. Hagler took it to him. He got rocked a couple of times in that fight. John the Beast Mugabe. I thought he was going to get stopped maybe in the 6th round because that was a good somewhere up in there. Maybe the 6th or 7th round. But Hagler,
it was the 6th round. It was brutal. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, it was brutal, man. I was like, damn, boy. But Hagler, man, he just had a mental toughness about himself, man. It was like me. He won't be denied. Carla, hold on. Shout out to Jit Stanfield, dropping that quarter of a dub. Hey, okay. He say George Foreman all the way, coach. His power is unprecedented. Okay. Shout out to Jags V, dropping that $2 super chat. He said Canelo was a real slick black fighter. Yeah, no, I don't know about that, but I respect your opinion. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, coach? It's Derek from Florida.
Derek from Florida, talk to me.
What's up? No, this is a question for blood boxing. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Shakur? Yeah. What's your thoughts on Shakur versus Santos? Because people saying Santos he's a boxer puncher. He got some legit footwork. He got some power. What's your thoughts on that? You think this is Shakur's toughest fight?
I think he's going to be a tough fight for Shakur, man. I've been watching this guy. He's a pretty good fighter, man. It's hard to say. He's been dominant in his past performances. So I still think that Shakur is going to come through and win the fight, though. Just having the timing, having the being a faster fighter. But you're right. That guy's a dangerous fight, man, for Shakur Stevenson. Absolutely.
Yeah, he got some power, man. He got some power. He got some power. He can stick and move. He's not like a one-dimensional. It looks like he can stick and move a little bit, like move around and stuff. You feel me?
He's just never fought nobody like Shakur Stevenson, though.
Yeah.
All right, but
shout out to Derek. All right, that's my call,
from Florida. Salute. We got, hey, Blood, we got some good fights. We have some good fights coming up, fam. As a matter of fact, I was just sitting here looking at the schedule, and I just want to make you abreast of that. Look at the schedule, and I'm kind of ashamed to show this shit right here. First fucking fight, first fucking fight I see Tommy Fury and KSI. Listen, they showing Tommy Fury and KSI. This the first thing I see. Saturday, October the 14th, Tommy Fury and KSI. You can't make this up. And then what the brother said, he said we want to see Canelo fight Jake Paul. Them the three, one of the three names on the list. Now we going live for this fight. I'm going live for the Tim Tszyu Brian Mendoza fight, and they have Janabek and Vincenzo on here as well. So I'm going to go live for both of those fights. Well, one is at 10:30. Both of these fights are at 10:30. That's great. So we're going to go live for both of them. But we also have a lightweight fight with Burchell versus Diego Ruiz. So that's on the zone. And none of these fights are pay-per-view. So that's great. None of these fights are pay-per-view. I feel like the Andrade, Carla, hold on. Blood, I feel like the Andrade in the Benavidez fight, I think that should just be on regular Showtime. I don't think that should be on pay-per-view. How do you feel about that?
I feel the same way, man. That's not a pay-per-view fight. I mean, we come from the old school, Coach, me and you. We came up during the time when these type of fights were on regular TV. They were on Tuesday night fights sometimes. Mm-hmm. And if they were not on Tuesday night fights, they were on the premium network. They were on like HBO, not pay-per-view. They weren't on TVKO. They was just on HBO After Dark and things like that. So me and you being older fight fans, we don't see the pay-per-view in this fight, the pay-per-view value.
You know what? I don't want to buy this fight at all. The only reason I'm going to do it because I know we're going live. Exactly. And I know we're going live. I just want to make sure that I have real-time feed on the show,
Right.
and I do make a couple of dollars on the show, so I just put it. I look at it as a business expense. Blood. I'm gonna get the fight to do the fight party, but but I know in my heart, I'm like, man, this ain't no pay-per-view fight. Ain't no way in hell I should be paying. And guess what, Blood? They charging 80. I think they charging $84.99 for this fight.
That's crazy, man.
Man, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. How
There's
you gonna charge?
Undisputed champ there. There's
Bro,
an undisputed champ. They're not even champions, these guys. So
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, Coach, what's up, man? It's D-Block 2 times.
D-Block, talk to me, fam.
What's up, Buzzboy? I want to let y'all know something, man. They catching out Benavidez. That's why it's $84.99. They're getting rid of Young Puff. They say, you know what? We spent so much money. We did that pay-per-view, and it flopped. We gonna make sure we get our money's worth this time around. Oh, fake wannabe champion of the world, diamond belt, holding just like Gervonta Tank Davis. Oh, rusty ass belt. Ain't nobody want that secondary belt. We know who the true champion is, Mr. Alvarez, King of the Ring, 168. What you gotta say with that, Bloodsport?
With who being the king of the ring at 154, you said? Tank Davis, yeah, he doesn't have the original belt. Yeah, he don't have the traditional belt, bro.
We already know he a Reggie belt holder. We know that they the hypocrisy coming from that. Talking about they don't believe in belts, but they still hold on to Reggie belt. Anyway, let me get to this Benavidez. Since I want to get your info, Bloodsport. So, are you telling me, are you going for Benavidez or Andrade? Who are you going for?
I think that Benavidez is going to win. I don't ride a horse in it, like emotionally, but I think that Benavidez will win.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna go the opposite because for me, Andrade is a skilled boxer. He has plenty of pedigree, amateur pedigree, and Benavidez is, like they say, he's coming up, young pup, has never been challenged. And I think a couple of calls back then, they said, look at Andrade's resume. But when you look at it, look at Benavidez's resume. And we knew Caleb Plant had the plan on how to start the fight, but he couldn't finish it. Andrade has the pedigree, is a southpaw, has great head movement, like I told Coach yesterday. Benavidez stays square straight in front of your face. He's going to get hit all day. He doesn't know how to close the gap. All he does is come. He don't know how to box. He has an okay jab, and he just tries to hit the body. We saw in that Caleb Plant in the first half of the fight how he could miss shots and get countered quick. But, of course, this is where I got to tell you, Caleb Plant, the difference between Caleb Plant and Andrade. Caleb Plant was going too fast, too quick, and trying to showboat to say, hey, look at me. Look at the way I am. I could outbox you. And that's what got him in trouble. Andrade is a slower paced kind of guy. That's why people don't like to see him fight, because he slows everything down, because he doesn't waste his stamina or his punches. He knows how to be accurate. He's sparred with Terrence Bud Crawford. He's been around for a while. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to run the ring. What you got to say with that?
No, I agree with you. He does slow things down. They are different style fighters. I just think that David Benavidez is going to come up on the winning end. If he could just apply pressure, come with high volume punching, if he could cut the ring off effectively against Andrade, I think he could get him out of there and maybe even win a decision. Because
you think he can knock out Andrade?
What's that?
So you're thinking that he can knock out Andrade?
I'm going more with the decision. I think that if he goes with the high volume punching, because Andrade sometimes, man, he could lose a few rounds, man, just trying to give people different looks and, trying to adjust and things like that. So if he keeps it busy and keeps his foot on the gas the whole fight, I think he could win a decision. Maybe he could knock out Andrade. It's hard to say a fighter that's never been knocked out could be knocked out, but they can.
Yeah, and I could tell you like this. Same thing when they said Benavidez going to knock out Caleb Plant, and you know how that went. And I'm going to let you know this year is the year of the underdog. Because look at that. Inouye showed everybody what he's about. Terrence Bud Crawford showed the world what he's about. And Andrade will show the world that this is the stage he's been waiting for a long time. And he's going to come for the knockout in 10. D-Block, D-Count, D-Block.
The only problem with what D Block said, Blood, was Terrence Crawford wasn't an underdog against with Vegas. Anyways, he wasn't an underdog against Spence with Vegas, and Inoue wasn't an underdog against Cool Boy Steph. So he was totally wrong on that. Now I'm looking at Andrade. I'm on the PBC website, Blood. I was wrong about the price. I don't see they have a price on here yet. So I don't know what the price is going to be. I made a mistake and said, guys, it was $84.99. I was wrong about that. They don't have a price on here yet, so we'll just have to wait and see what the price is going to be. The only thing I can think of, Blood, the reason why they're showing this fight on pay-per-view is because these guys want too much money. Carla, hold on. These guys want a lot of money to fight. So what the network is doing is say, look here, baby boy, we're gonna give you a whole head cheese sandwich. We're gonna give you a juicy juice, and then we're gonna get the rest of your money on the back end. So you said you want $5 million? Okay, bet. How much you want, Andrade? You want $5 million? Benavidez, how much you want? You want $5 million? Cool. Take these pack of 9-laters, some Boston baked beans, 2 whole head cheese sandwiches, a case of Corona. Have a nice day. And the rest of that $5 million you want, you're going to get that on the back end of the pay-per-view. Now, if you popping like you say you popping, hopefully your fans will buy enough pay-per-views where you can make them $5 million a piece. But I seriously doubt they're gonna get a boatload of money on the pay-per-view buys for this fight. This is simply not a pay-per-view fight. The fans know this. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and this fight ain't gonna sell much, in my opinion. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Coach? What's up, Blood? This is Mike from West Texas.
Mike from West Texas. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah, I just had some questions for Blood. Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to ask you, what's your opinion on how boxing has been playing out this year? Like, give it a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, or are you glad where boxing's at right now?
I think there's been some pretty decent fights this year. There's been, we've had Inoue, Cool Boy Steph. We've had Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. That was a fight that was waited out. There's been a few good fights. There's been some disappointments too, such as Tyson Fury and Usyk not happening. Bivol and Beterbiev still ain't fought. It's been another year in boxing. Nothing great, nothing too stand out about this year. I think boxing has been on the decline and given us the fights that we want, but boxing will never die because every era in boxing, every decade, the fighters or the fight fans would always say that boxing is dying. That's been a saying since the 1940s and 50s that boxing is dying, and boxing is still here. Boxing will live forever. But I would like to see some bigger fights take place and some more unifications.
Man, it feels good hearing you say that, Blood, because I've been making that argument myself. Like, I look back at the pay-per-views and the decades, and boxing has always been doing this thing. And then you got like Dana White going on live, talking down on boxing, and how he's complaining about no replays and etc. Like, I really do believe, like what you believe, like boxing is not dead. I think it still got action. Even though HBO dropped in and Showtime dropped in, somebody's always going to come through, and boxing's going to keep going. Another question I have for you was, Canelo made a comment a few months back talking about how he still got like 3 to 5 years left in him. What's your opinion on that?
Well, Canelo is 33, 34 years old now. 32, actually, right? So, yeah, I think it's possible that he could have 5 years left. He hasn't taken a whole lot of damage. Canelo's not the easiest guy to punch. He slips a lot of punches. It's possible that he could have 5 years left. Bernard Hopkins was able to expand his career. Fighters last longer now. Terrence Crawford is older than Canelo Alvarez now by 4 years. So why can't Canelo have
36? I think Canelo 33 and Bud is. Yeah, you're right. Bud is 36 and Canelo 33. They're 3 years apart. So yeah.
So they're 3 years apart. So you put on an extra 2 years on that. It's very possible, man. A lot of these fighters are fighting until they're 39 and things like that now. This is not like the old days where these fighters have a lot of mileage on them. Like a Marvin Hagler, they were taking on the toughest fights all the time. So it's changed a lot. These fighters last longer now than they used to. So it's possible Canelo could have another 4 or 5 years, easy.
Hey, but you know what though?
One last question.
If he do that, blood, he gonna have to do some strategic cherry picking, boy. Because you know, who you fight. It's who you fight too. Now, you know.
Hey, coach, come on, man. Let Nelo make it, coach. You know, sometimes he picks some fresh cherries, man. They ain't always rotten cherries. You know what I'm saying? He pick a little.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he wants to continue to fight another 4 or 5 years, you know what you have to take into consideration is who is he fighting in 4 or 5 years. If he's fighting 4 or 5 years worth of Dimitri Bivals, is he fighting 4 or 5 years worth of Triple G's in their prime, or is he fighting 4 or 5 years of Beterbiev's in his prime? Who you fight matters. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you right. I guess it's just the vibe that I'm getting from Nelo and the way he be talking lately. He's really focused on his legacy right now and his history, and I think that's why he's really gonna try to take these big fights from now on. I don't know. I may be wrong, but that's the reason why I said that. One last question, Blood. Do you think Mendoza got action at upsetting Clem this weekend? And I'll listen off air. Thank you.
I shot the bite for West Texas.
That's a good fight, man. This weekend, Coach.
Yeah, we're going live for that fight. I'm leaning on. As a matter of fact, I was going to talk about that tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow's topic. I'm riding with Tim Tszyu on this here. I'm leaning towards Tim Tszyu. I like Tim Tszyu a lot. He's gotten better. You know, I think that Jermell Charlo had an opportunity to fight that dude. He should have been fought him and got him out of the way. He allowed this guy to get better. Shout out to Jasper for dropping that half for bam dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Hey, Blood. He said this is the kind of fight where Boo Boo needs a knockout just to get a draw.
That's pretty creative. I like that. I read that too. I was already laughing at this.
Man, come on, man.
We the Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out.
What's up? It's the Jermell the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who won it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Nello.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? This is Marco from the 714.
Marco from the 714. Talk to me.
Coach, I'm going to let you in a little secret that not many podcasters or people that do show get it. But in Mexico, Canelo is not because he's not good, but because they believe that Televisa, one of the biggest networks in Mexico, which would be our Fox, built him. They made him like the guy the other day from Canada that called in. They said Canelo Productions. So they think he's a product of publicity stunts. However, people also give him credit and say, well, if he was part of Canelo Promotions and they built him up to be what he is, we got to give him credit because the man has been getting better by the fight, Coach. And like Coach Blood said, I mean, 18 years in the game, this guy has averaged 3 fights a year, Coach, for the last 18 years. If you multiply 18 times 3. Mm. So he might be slowing down, but remember, your agility might go, but the power never goes. And as far as people saying, oh, Canelo power is not there no more, I'm telling you, Coach, he catches anyone with a straight flush shot, and he's going to put him down. My question to you was too, Coach, what do you think about Janibek, the 160 so-called boogie monster?
Yeah, I don't know. The verdict is still out on him. I interviewed Buddy McGirt. I interviewed Buddy McGirt at what gym were we at? I think we was at the in LA. I think we was at the Brick House gym. It could have been the Brick House gym. I think we was at because I think me and Steve Kim went over there. I could be wrong, but I think it was the Brick House gym. But I interviewed him and I asked him about Janibek, and we had a conversation about Andrade. And I know Carlos Adames wants to fight Janibek, but for whatever the reason may be, you know, from what I'm hearing, Janibek don't want to fight Carlos Adames. So
that was my next question, Joe, Coach, because Janibek makes it seem like nobody wants to fight him at 160.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Now, this motherfucker want to fight him.
And the word is that that's the reason Boo Boo moved to 168 to avoid him.
No.
So he's running around out here thinking he's running the 160, and that he really the man.
I'm gonna tell you what Butter McGirt told me, and this is the true story, straight up. I asked Butter McGirt. I say, Butter McGirt, man, what say you about Demetrius Andrade? I see that Demetrius Andrade was made the mandatory to fight Janibek the first time. He went up to 168. He was negotiating to fight Zach Parker. That didn't work out. So he came back down to 160, and the WBO mandated him to fight Janibek again for the second time. And then on the 30th day, they gave him 30 days to make a deal. And on the 30th day, he dropped the belt and officially moved up to 168. So I say, do you feel that Andrade, what do you feel about Janibek? You feel there's a lot of fighters ducking him? And this is what Butter McGirt said. He said, no, he's not ducking. What he did, Andrade made a business decision. And he said what he don't like about today's boxers, and it piggybacks on what Blood Boxer said last week. He said today's boxers, they have a lot more options, and they become more businessmen than actual fighters. So it's not about, you're going to make your money, that's fine, but it's not about challenging yourself, fighting these top guys. It's that he made a business decision. He wasn't going to make the type of money that he wanted to make fighting the Janibek, so he chose to go another route. And that's what Butter McGirt said. Butter McGirt said that Andrade didn't duck him. Now, a lot of people going to say he ducked him, you know, and I do understand that. I get it. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind, but that's what Butter McGirt told me. So I hope that answers your question. But shout out to Marco 714.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. That's what he told me, Blood.
Okay.
That's what he told me. So, I mean, it is what it is. I thought about what you said last week. You said, man, it was a time back in the day, like in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s, like with those opportunities to fight a champion or to become the number one contender in order to be the next guy to fight the champion. You never knew how often those opportunities were going to come. So whenever a fighter got that shot, he didn't turn down that opportunity, because if you become a champion, you're going to make more money. If you put up a good fight, it's going to raise your stock. I didn't forget your super chat, man, but I'm talking. It's going to raise your stock. But now these fighters, they turn down a whole lot of stuff, and I mean that's just the reality of the situation. Yes, shout out to Ali Melo dropping that half a dub. He said Ginger Duck fans cool with Bivol at 175, but not Baturbiel, shaking my head. Also, Laura versus Triple G got Rob versus Duck Nello. Let's keep it 100. These Ginger Duck delusionals want Jake Paul, but Benavidez or Bud. I call BS. Okay, if you send a super chat and I don't call it right then, I do see it. You just got to give me an opportunity. I'm not going to read it as soon as you drop a super chat. 10 seconds later, I'm going to read the super chat. If you see me talking, I'm going to get to it. I promise you. But see, Blood, my thing is this, fam. I want to, again, I don't want to talk bad about Demetrius Andrade or Benavidez. It's just, for me, I don't know how good or great of a fighter Andrade is, because I don't really value. I only seen him fight 3 times. I'm being honest. As a matter of, let me pull up,
bro.
I gotta pull up the resume. Like, who he fought? I gotta pull up the resume. Anyways, I only seen him fight 3 times, and I didn't think highly of the competition that he fought. So I really don't know how good or great of a fighter Andrade is, because the guys that he fought, I didn't really value them. Yes, he looked real good against them, but if you're looking good against someone that may be perceived as a pork chop, I can't say that you're a world beater. Now, this fight right here, and listen, Andrade very well may be Gorilla Monsoon, Blackjack Mulligan. He very well may be Dusty Rose with the bionic elbow. He may be doggone, I'm forgetting all my old wrestlers' names, man. The Ultimate Warrior or Junkyard Dog. He very well may be that. But I got to see him in the ring with the Hulk Hogan to see how good he is. If you fighting Coco Beware and doggone Bubba Smith and stuff like that, you get what I'm saying?
Coco Beware.
Yeah, I gotta. Man, Coco Beware was trash. Man, the bird, man. He coming in there always doing this and getting his ass whooped at the same goddamn time.
Oh man, Coach, man, you be killing me with these wrestlers, man.
hey, caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Leo Lyon from San Antonio.
You say Real Lion?
Yeah, Leo Lyon from San Antonio.
All right, Neil Lyon from San Antonio, talk to me.
Hey, Lyon, Coach, just a few thoughts on the Andrade Benavidez. It's I think you had mentioned earlier that it's pretty much down to stamina on Andrade's part. Now he's a little thicker than Plant was. I mean, and that's good and bad. He might be able to take the pressure a little bit more. Plant was a little light, of course, no punching power to keep Benavidez off him. But Andrade seems a little thicker. He might be able to. I mean, I see it as good and bad. One, he can't back up and move around as much as Plant. But on the other end, he might be able to take that pressure a little better just because of his size. But in the end, it's going to come down to stamina. I think Andrade, if he can slow down the pace and keep his stamina up throughout the fight, I see him winning the decision. I don't see no way Benavidez knocking him out, though. That's it, Coach. Thanks for the time. Enjoy the show.
All right, shout out to Neil Lyon. Salute, fam. Hey, Blood, I got two things I want to say to you. The first thing, Blood, is this. What I will say to what may make this fight a great fight, it's a high stakes fight. And what I mean, and I know you know what I'm talking about, it's a pressure cooker fight because whoever wins this fight gets the opportunity to be in a position to fight Canelo Alvarez. So they gotta go all out. David Benavidez said he been calling Canelo out for years. Andrade said he been calling Canelo out for years. You have David Benavidez fans, as well as Andrade fans, as well as some Canelo fans say that Canelo has been ducking these two guys. So Canelo fans don't like Andrade and they don't like Benavidez. I don't even know if you are allowed to be a fan of Canelo if you are a fan of Benavidez and Andrade. You have to. I think a part of being a fan of Canelo is mandatory. It's a part of the contract that you have to hate these two guys. So, again, but for these guys, this is the opportunity of a lifetime to finally get your hands on Canelo. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to get Canelo. Still don't mean it because he can pick who he wants to fight, and the WBC still may not mandate the fight. That's the one thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about was this. I got a video. Let me know. I don't know if you can hear this. Let me know if you can hear this, Blood.
Okay.
Can you hear that, Blood?
I couldn't hear that.
Huh?
I couldn't hear what you just know.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna play it right here. So this is a video that someone sent me. Now you ain't gotta say now, Blood, but this is by I call this guy Ellie Sucker Nigga Nutsack, right? Pause. But this dude right here, he said some truth in this. He spoke about how he was interviewing Regis Prograis. Apparently he's not able to interview Devin Haney, and so he's feeling some type of way or whatever. I don't know. But this is what he said. This is at the 12-minute mark. I'm gonna bring it up right now. And what he's talking about is, I want you to hear this because you know about this.
DM and then, but don't waste your time. No nonsense. It has to be serious offers only.
Bro, no nonsense. Please, no nonsense. And that's one thing I'm gonna tell people on these interview shit. Look, it's people who have interviewed all day long, right? Please listen. These new interviews, not you, Ellie, but all these new interview people, you can't talk shit about a fighter. And they try to do an interview, right? You can't do that, right? Because I'm not going.
So it's loud. So he's saying you can't talk shit about a fighter, then try to actually do interviews with him. That's what he's talking about, right? So you got a lot of guys, a lot of these fighters, they ain't gonna interview with you because some fighters may have criticized some guys online, what is mainstream media or it's definitely social media. You may have criticized that fighter, saying something about him or whatever. Then you want to interview. You got dudes who make I hate Terrence Crawford videos all day because he wouldn't get him an interview, but then they still want to interview with him, and it's like he's not gonna do that, So, but check this out.
The platform and stuff like that, but my people gonna check around. So you can't, they have people hit me up for interviews, and then my people, before we vet them and see what they are, who they are, and stuff like that.
So he's saying when people ask him for an interview, they vet the people. Okay, let's say if I ask Regis Prograis for an interview, they'll vet to see, okay, let's see if this dude talking bad about Regis. And these fighters have people who be looking. I know for a fact, I know for a fact, Bud between his sister TT. Between TT and well, TT is enough, but TTC everything.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Bud. This nigga over here talking trash about you. This nigga said you were broke, and he said this and that. And so, and know for a fact, he got people.
Right.
They see everything, right? So this what's going on. But check this out.
Look, and it's like, oh, they talking shit about me. So like, and then you come and try to get interviewed, bro. You can't do that, bro. Don't fucking try.
Well, there's certain people in boxing. I don't know if I should say it out, but they pay people who do videos.
Yeah. I know you're talking
to like, they pay them for coverage.
Right. I know you're talking about.
So it doesn't come from a neutral place. It's not like people know. But yeah, you're right. Like, don't be fair. Be neutral. Don't talk shit.
So he said, Ellie say, yeah, you're right. Be fair, be neutral, don't talk shit. Now, this is coming from a mug. Nigga, there's nothing neutral about you. There's nothing fair about you. Ellie sucker nigga nutsack. Your job description came with knee pads, cocoa butter, baby oil, and KY jelly. There is nothing neutral about you. Like, this all you do. And I'm glad Ellie came out and said that because he's right. You have certain people, I've interviewed some, not gonna say any names, but I interviewed some, and I let it be known off the rip. I don't want no money from you. I know your son is a boxer. I don't want anything. I'm not gonna shit on your son, but I'm not gonna kiss his ass either. I'm gonna call it right down the middle. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say no names. So I let that be known. There are some fighters, teams. They make sure that they have certain media outlets in pocket, and they gonna always talk good about them. I'll let you guys figure out who that is. But also, there are also reporters, you know, like a, you know, I ain't gonna throw nobody under the bus, but like a Ellie sucker nigga nutsack, they will pay certain fighters in their camps in order to get access to these fighters. Listen, I'm telling you what I know. I ain't going by what I heard. I ain't going by what Joe Biden told me. I ain't going by what Laquita told me. I'm telling y'all the game. This shit right here, you're going to have certain camps that's going to pay certain people in order to make good videos about them. You're going to have certain camps that's going to pay certain content creators that make bad videos about a fighter that they don't like. And you're going to have certain content creators that will pay certain fighters, camp members, in order to get access to that guy. Now, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking the hustle. You know, if that's what they do, that's what they do. But I just want you guys to understand that's the game. That's how it goes. Now, I'm telling you, I ain't paying nobody shit. I ain't had no right to pay nobody. I ain't never took no bribes. You know, I talk too much shit any goddamn ways. I don't piss everybody off, so I'm just letting that be known. I ain't had to pay a motherfucker shit. I ain't gonna do that, and the motherfucker ain't offer me nothing. I don't need their money. I got my own goddamn money. But I'm saying all that to say this. That's the game. And that's all I want to say. I went on a rant, blood, but I do apologize.
No, you're right, man. You're right. I know a little bit about that stuff too. So. That's what you're talking about.
Hey, well, blood, is there anything else you want to say, brother? I know I had you on here for a little bit, man, and I really appreciate you taking the time out, bro. I'm gonna get you back on here next Thursday because I want to talk about the conclusion of this weekend's fights. We got Devin Haney and Regis Prograis fight coming up. I want to talk to you about that. What you think about that from a stylistic standpoint? Shakur Stevenson and Edwin De Los Santos. And just do a recap on what's going on this weekend, and just what would you like to see going further in boxing with certain matchups.
I just want to see more unification bouts take place, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for them to keep these fights going and stop trying to hide in the politics and just give the people what they want, man. Give us the fights that we want, bro. That's all we looking for, man. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'm going to continue to live stream these fights. I want to support the sport, man. I'll put the money in the pay-per-views when the fights are worth it, bro.
Yeah, you know, man, listen, man. You pay for what you want to pay for. If you don't want to pay for that shit, you ain't got to pay for that shit. Shit, fuck them. Shit, they gonna get their money. They gonna get their money any goddamn way. So you know, it is what it is. But you know, I don't want anybody that's a fan of the sport of boxing. Don't let nobody shame you you ain't paying for the fights, you streaming. Okay, if a motherfucker want to stream a fight, he have a right to stream the fight. Maybe he bought a bunch of pay-per-views in the past that wasn't worth it, and now he's protesting. So he's trying to get all of that money and time he lost paying for non-pay-per-view fights. I will address the super chat, y'all bear with me. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on that. I'm not tripping on that at all. If that's what you want to do, y'all do that. You ain't got a shit. You know, fuck that. You don't owe a nigga nothing. Blood, let everybody know how to get in contact.
Hey, let me do one thing. Let me finish this off on the Gigolo Tony verse.
All right, go ahead.
I got one for you. I think I can remember. I said, yo, part of people all over the world, to all the fly guys and pretty girls, let me take time out to introduce myself because I'm the man who rocks the house like no one else. See, I rock the house so viciously. You might think I'm from another galaxy, but for those of you who do not know, it's the Gigolo.
That's rocking in show. Gigolo. That's rocking in show. Gigolo. Hey, y'all don't know that about Gigolo Tony, man. It's Gigolo. That rockin' in show. Gigolo. The Smurf rock. The Smurf rock, man. The Smurf rock. Yeah, I'm doing the Smurf right now, man. I got the Smurf blue on, the powder blue Smurf. Yeah, man. Yeah.
One love, Coach, man. I'll see you next week, bro.
All right, salute, man. Shout out to my main man, Blood Boxing, man. Y'all please subscribe to Retro Boxing and Documentaries. I will drop the link in the chat. Salute, fam. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that there, man. Wait, what you jitterbugs? And that's a Florida thing, though. If you ain't from Florida, you wouldn't understand. Gigolo Tony was that guy. They doing the Smurf rock. Hey, y'all do what y'all need to do. Go look up the Smurf rock. Y'all wanna know how to do the Smurf rock? Yeah, hold on. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let me get the super chats out the way. Let me let y'all see the Smurf rock, man. Some of you jitterbugs, y'all need to know, man. Like, bro, we was getting down back in the day. Hold on. Let's get the super chats out the way, man. Shout out to my sister Ebony76. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, what to say, sis? You say, hey, coach, are you able to show footage of your fight parties? Just wanted to know before I spend that kind of money on Benny versus Boo Boo. You know what? I'm not. I can probably show like snippets of it, like maybe 5 seconds, about 10 seconds here, 5-10 seconds there. But no, I can't. That's illegal streaming, and you can get your channel shut down for doing that. I can't do that, sis. Shout out to OP Gamer for dropping that half for bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, what to say, fam? You say Linares versus Catterall. Thoughts? You know what? I didn't even realize they was fighting. Linares versus Catterall. When are they fighting? I don't know. I don't even know, man. I probably lean towards Jack Catterall. I probably lean towards Catterall. That's my thought. I lean towards that. I don't really, I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't even know they was fighting. So, I probably lean towards Catterall. I think he'll win probably by, I don't know. Let me, when are they fighting? They're not fighting this weekend, I don't think. I don't know. I have to look into it, fam. But right now, I just picked Catterall. Shout out to Ellie Meadow dropping that $2 super chat. He say Ellie suck back shows up at gyms with knee pads on. Oh, bro, knee pads, KY jelly. It is what it is. I'm just being honest with you, bro. That's the game. That's the game. That's what these niggas doing. Anyway, now Gigolo Tony. You jitterbugs don't know nothing about no Gigolo Tony, man. Gigolo Tony. Let me see, Gigolo. Y'all don't know jitterbugs don't know about Gigolo Tony, man. Shit. Gigolo Tony the Smurf rock. Y'all don't know about that Gigolo Tony Smurf. They ain't never have a video for it though. La 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 la. Hold on. Oh, here you go right here. You see it right here. What y'all know about Gigolo Tony, man? Y'all don't know nothing about this here, man. Gigolo Tony. Y'all talking about doggone Drake and y'all talking about Thugger. Y'all talking about Thugger and all. Y'all don't know nothing about this here, man. Oh no, they ain't got the video. They ain't got the video, man. They showing something else, man. Y'all just look up Gigolo Tony, man. Smurf rock, man. Anyway, let's give everybody a shout out. Who called the show thus far? Shout out to Cassidy. Okay. Shout out to Coach Eddie from ATL. Okay. Shout out to Mark from Oakland, Old Town. Okay. Shout out to D Block from Dallas. Okay. Shout out to Mark from LA. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Gamo from LA. Okay. Shout out to L Cassidy. Shout out to L from Kansas City. Okay. Shout out to M1 from the BX. Okay. Shout out to Martin from Jersey, Brick City. Okay. Shit, hey, one of my favorite rappers from Jersey, Redman. I love Redman, bro. Redman a motherfucking beast. Shout out to Derek from Florida. Okay. Shout out to Mike from West Texas. Okay. Shout out to Marco from the 714. Okay. And shout out to Neil Lyon, man, from San Antonio. Okay. We ain't closing the show yet. We ain't shutting it down yet. We got about another 30 more minutes. Shout out to doggone SWAT. John SWAT, what's going on, fam?
When it comes to boxing, we got it on lock. With your host, Coach Malachi Williams at True Media Boxing Radio.
True. Yeah, y'all sign up for the newsletter. He say Kodak Black. Yeah. Kodak Black. You know what it is. Yeah, you know some of these. I don't really listen to rap no more. Shout out to Swat Jones in the building, man. To be fair, man, like some this shit that's out now is just straight trash, dog. Like I like Finesse 2 times. You know, I love Finesse 2 times. But some of these female rappers, bro, it just seems like the rap just on. It's like we trying to compete to see how nasty. We trying to out nasty each other. Pause on the track. Like females, bro. Like they make these women that's out now. They make Trina and Lil Kim look like the Virgin Mary. True. Bro, like the stuff I'm hearing from some of these Sukahanis, what the girl named Lil Red, the City Girls. It's like, bro, they don't. It's like seeing how much you can take this and how much you can eat that, and and dudes looking at this as wife material. We got a wife. Nigga, this the culture of niggas wifing hoes and tricks and then women marrying tricks and this is the trick in the whole era. True. This is the trick in the whole era. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Like I ain't listening to that bullshit. What the fuck I'm listening to that for? And then all the dudes sound alike. Niggas got this auto tune on. No, my son be bumping it. Nigga be like, I ain't worried about nobody, I ain't on home. You know, I'm sitting back around here waiting on my cell phone. And I'm around here right now. I'm like, bro, I'm listening to one rapper, I'm listening to another rapper. I'm like, why all these niggas sound alike? I can't tell these niggas apart. All of them singing in the track, all of them using the auto tune. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this nigga saying? Like that shit give me a damn headache. Listen to that bullshit. Oh, that song fire. That song fire. Who that is? Man, that's Lil Uzi Vert. Okay, who this is? Oh man, that's hold on. I don't even know some of these niggas' names. Like all these niggas got the auto tune on. Niggas sound like they whining and crying and and I'm like, bro, I can't. This is the thing too, right? This the era here. Like niggas on these pills, like. Remember crack was in back in the day? This shit these niggas on, they make crack look like weed. True. These niggas popping all types. Like the rappers today are drug addicts. Like that's what it is. The rappers are drug addicts. Like you got a bunch of goddamn drug addicts with record deals making songs. True. Nigga like, yeah, nigga, I'm on this, nigga, I'm sipping lean, nigga, I don't pop the Percocet, nigga, I don't pop the, hold on, nigga, I don't pop the Percocet, Molly, I'm sipping lean, nigga, I'm on mushrooms, dog, you on 5-6 different drugs. Nigga, you on 5-6 different drugs. Nigga mumbling with the auto-tune on, nigga, I don't understand that shit you talking about. Yeah, nigga, I'm popping Xanax, nigga, yeah, nigga, I'm doing, like, bro, like, niggas bragging about being drug addicts. Caller, what's your name? You calling from?
Man, Coach, it's D-Block 3 times.
D-Block 3 times, boy, the people mad at you, D-Block. You don't call 3 times, D-Block.
That's okay.
God damn. Go ahead, D-Block.
It's a free country. You ain't like it? Move out of the country. D-Block 3 times. Or pay your taxes. Shit. Anyways, Coach, I just got to see the press conference for Mr. Benavidez and Andrade. And let me let you know something, Coach. Right now, I am feeling very good with myself. I'm feeling really good. Let me say it again. Right now, I am feeling very good with myself. You know why, Coach? Because I saw Andrade stare at Red Bandana, whatever you want to call him, Ecuadorian Guatemalian, no matter where he's from. He don't know where he's from. His son's adopted son. You know what I mean, Coach. He looked straight in his eyes. And he said, what's up, man? You got a problem with me? Because we got problems. We got issues. And we're going to take care of them days after Thanksgiving. So keep on eating your turkey because this boy Andrade going to come and knock you out. What you got to say with that, Coach?
We're going to find out November 25th.
Ooh, Coach, I can't wait. I can't wait for this hype job to go down. I cannot wait. The same way I said about all these other boxers, Coach. The same way boxing has proven itself to get rid of the hype jobs. Just like when Calzaghe fight, what was his name, Coach? He was the American-based boxer, went in there undefeated, and when Calzaghe beat him up, he made him look like a fraud. I forgot his name. What was his name, Coach? You remember at 168?
Well, Calzaghe had a lot of fights at 168. I can't predict which one. He had quite a few of them. I mean, he fought Roy, he fought B-Hop, he fought Jeff Lacey. Jeff
Lacey. It was Lacey, Coach. Yeah. It was Lacey. Lacey was the hype job. Lacey was supposed to go in there and show everybody he was undefeated, fight Calzaghe, the European bomb, and Calzaghe showed the world why there's only two men in a ring, and always boxing will expose the hype job to the real deal. So that's what I'm saying, Coach. This Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday weekend, I think the fight's going to be on Black Friday.
Black Friday, yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
Read my lips, just like George Washington said back in the 90s in the war. Read my lips.
Not George Washington. You mean George Bush.
George Bush.
Yeah.
George Bush. My bad, Coach. I'm sorry, man. 1990. I was a young pup. You know how it is.
It could have been either George Bush or Ronald Reagan, but I think it was George Bush when they went to war. When they went to war with when he invaded Iraq. Yeah.
Damn right. You know what they went for. They went for that oil. So I'm telling you right now, Coach, read my lips. Andrade is going to knock him out. Benavidez, Guacamolean, Arizona's son, don't know where he's from, Mr. El Salvador, red bandana, whatever you want to call him, Coach. And I can't wait. And I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to prove that I was right. D-Block will prove the world that Ryan Garcia was a blip. Okay? Tank Davis got off.
D-Block, man, D-Block, the people complaining in the chat, they say you're being long-winded right now. Your 2 minutes is up. You don't call 3 times.
My bad, Coach.
That's what the people say.
My bad, Coach.
That's what the people say.
I'm so sorry, Coach. I'm gonna let you go like this, Coach. When you come to the show with hate, you gotta come with Benavidez going down at 9. Andrade on top saying, I am the man at 168. Come meet me, Cinnamon Buns. D-Block.
D-Block, man. Yeah. D-Block, the people complaining, man. They like, man, this motherfucker D-Block he calling. It's bad enough he calling 3-4 times a day, but then when he call, he want to talk for 20, 30 minutes. Caller, hold on. Shout out to Ellen Meadows dropping that $2 super chat. He said, you remember Shabadoo back in the day? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. Shout out to Jasper. Hey, okay. Dropping that half for, bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, remember Jam Pony Express? I mean, of course I remember Jam Pony. We were just talking about that. Jam Pony, Jam Pony, what's my main man name out of Miami too? Not Luke, but Uncle Al. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm from Florida. I'm a Florida boy. Absolutely. Caller, what's your name when you call it from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah, Coach, count your blessings that D-Block don't live anywhere near you because you couldn't get rid of his ass. Question I wanted to ask, Coach.
Hey, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
you know how YouTube has all these videos of classic fights and reactions to classic fights?
Yeah.
And you know how you do the fight parties, right?
Yeah,
Is there any chance that you could ever, do like a fight party to some of those classic fights? You and Blood Boxing just breaking down the fights? Because I love the fight parties you do now.
Yeah.
But, sometimes I'm watching them fight, and I'm so used to listening to you instead of the broadcasters and shit, except for when Canelo's fighting, because all these annoying-ass people want to talk to a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be the shit to watch you and Blood Boxing basically doing the play-by-play to, one of these Hagler fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Any one of these legends. Because I'll tell you like this, I tune in and I bet you I'm not alone.
Hey, that's a good. I never thought about that, but that's a good idea, man. I'll talk to Blood and see if we can do that, man. Because because I definitely get excited, man. I see Hagler and John the Beast Mugabe. Like when I listen, when boxing fans ask me about boxing, who really don't know much about it, and they want to know about it, these are my go-to fights. Hagler, John the Beast Mugabe. I like to say Hagler Hearns too. Hearns broke his hand on Hagler's head in that fight. That was a war. People look at it and say, oh man, well Hagler knocked Hearns out in 3. I say, yeah, but that don't mean he ran through him. Like motherfucking Hearns. Yep. Hearns had cut Hagler. Hagler was bleeding. The doctor was talking about stopping the fight. Hearns was catching Hagler with some clean right hands, rocked him a couple of times, but Hagler just kept pressing forward, and he ended up getting him out of there. And Hearns broke his hand on his right hand on Hagler's top of his head. It was an action-packed fight while it lasted. So it wasn't like it was just just steamroll. No, they were going at it. But I like to refer them to my go-to fights is Hagler, John the Beast Mugabe, and Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray the first fight, but Roberto Duran and what's my main man name? Iran Barkley. Boy, that fight right there. Some Julio Cesar Chavez fights. I like Salvador Sanchez. You know what I mean? Some of his fights. Azuma Nelson. Benitez. Let's see. It's quite a few, man. I think about Hurricane Carter. I wasn't alive when this fight happened, but I remember watching Hurricane Carter and Georgie Benton. Just some not steamroll fights, but fights where it had you on the edge of your seat. And there's a bunch of them. It's a lot of them I'm missing, but there's a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But listen, shout out to you, fam. Salute, fam. Thank you for calling the show, man. Overtime stand up. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of fights. Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko. That's another one. I love that fight right there. Iran Barkley and James Lights Out Tony. That fight right there. True. Shit. I gotta think, man. Cause I'm jumping around different weight divisions and stuff like that. And again, I don't want to leave any names out. You get what I'm saying? But caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This Coach Eddie. Made it here 2 times. I'm gonna be quick, Coach.
Coach Eddie, 2 times. Talk to me.
Yeah, I checked the press conference out. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, they actually the goddamn same size, man.
Mm.
Another thing, I know who ain't getting the Canelo fight is Boo Boo. But he was out there cussing Canelo out at the press conference. I bet them Canelo fans mad as all I don't know what. He was cussing him out at the press conference. I said, he ain't getting no fight, man. He done messed up. But David Benavidez, he was being respectful. But it was a good little press conference. They being real respectful and everything. But I said, God dang, Boo Boo can't keep his mouth closed. He can't help it, man. He must really, really hate Canelo because he can't keep his name out of his mouth, man. But that's all I want, Coach.
All right, shout out to Coach Eddie, ATL. Salute, fam. Yeah, Bo versus Holyfield was a great fight. Really, Bo versus Holyfield, that was a great fight. There's just so many that I can name. You get what I'm saying? So, that was a great fight, fam. That was a great fight. Bo versus Holyfield was a great fight. Shout out to Ali Maddox, dropping that $2 super chat. He say D-Duck. He say D-Duck should have said, read the duck beak, not lips. Okay. Shout out to Ali Maddox again, dropping a $2 super chat. He said real pimp smacks, wear Mari Gators, not tennis shoes. Okay, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. All right, salute you, fam. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Swat Jones from Fort Worth, Coach.
Swat from Fort Worth, talk to me.
What's up, man? Man, D-Block killing me, bro. I mean, he was killing me, bro. He was killing me. He was killing me. Them Canelo draws, man. I don't know if they stay stitched on the front of them damn things or the back, bro. Like, yo, you gotta chill with Canelo, man. Cause, it's funny, man. Man, I didn't know Benavidez was with PBC before and left and went to Top Rank, and then went back to PBC. Mm. I didn't know that shit. So I'm thinking Al Heyman a smart motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Because he got Canelo. He got the guy that because when I watched the interview with Jose Benavidez Sr., I didn't get the vibe that he really wanted Andrade. I just didn't. I didn't get it from him. When I think, just it's like he don't like the risk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, he think that David gonna lose or nothing, but you can kind of see it in his, just in his mannerism. Like, I wish I had to take this damn fight with this boy, but we hope we get Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I think like with Andrade, he can be dangerous for David, man.
And I think with Al Heyman, I think he might want. I don't know. Al Heyman's smart because he gonna make David go through the tough way to get to Canelo. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm like, okay, if hopefully Andrade, I don't know. I think he's gonna give David problems, but I don't know if he's good enough to beat David. But I don't know though. So that's the thing that's making it curious for me, man. That's what's bubbling it up for me. I want to see if Andrade, all that time he's spending the doghouse underground, if that shit was like, you know, like, is he really that nice that motherfuckers don't want to touch him? Or, like, was it a hype job like everybody else? So that remains to be seen by Andrade. So I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm saying. Like, November 25th is going to tell the story. We're going to find out if Demetrius Andrade is everything that they say he is and he say he is, or we're going to find out. Again, I don't have anything bad to say about Andrade. It's just that I gotta be honest. I only seen this man fight 3 fights, and the opponents that he fought, I didn't really know who they were. So I can't I can't base how good Andrade is. I can't establish how great Andrade is based on the 3 fights that I saw. So I think I think highly of David Benavidez. So I need to see how he perform against him, and then I can say, oh, because Andrade may be the greatest fighter in boxing today. I know, right? I don't have nobody to gauge him on. So
no, I'm with you. I follow you because it's like at first I was looking at it. I know we got like 2 minutes, so I was you know, I had this like I was being patient to see if David Benavidez was going to be another PBC product. So I looked it up. I'm like,
we'll see.
Is he a PBC?
See. I mean, we'll see. Like,
but I'm.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, what I was going to say is that, like, at first I was kind of like bummed out about the fight because then I started thinking that David Benavidez is a PBC brand, like, because the way that they brand been looking this year, I ain't really too high on they people. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like, I was like, man, David's gonna go in there, man. He's gonna look like, you know, trash or whatever in my head. But then I was like, nah, you know, David ain't no PVC cut. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna see. I don't know. I'm just trying to get hyped up for November 25th, man, because it ain't gonna do a damn thing with pay-per-views. Ain't nobody paying no $84.99 for that shit. I'm gonna pay for it, but ain't nobody paying for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of listen. There's a lot of great fights, bro. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of doggone great fights, man. Barrera Morales 1 and 2. Pacquiao, shit, motherfucking shit. Pacquiao been in some goddamn. Pacquiao been in some hell of a fights, bro. Pacquiao been in some hell of a fights. You get what I'm saying? So, bro, we got man. We got but my nigga, like, there's so many fights you can reference. And see, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like with a lot of these fighters today. With some of the boxing fans today. What you say? You say, shout out to Alan Melo dropping that $2 super chat. He said Morales versus Barrera and Tapia versus Ayala. We say great fights. Yeah, absolutely. And see, Alan Melo, check this out. What we're not seeing in today's time is the great fights, right? I think what it is it's a different era, and I don't like to compare. This is why I don't like to compare this era of fighters to the Pacquiao era, the Barrera era. Like Barrera Morales and Antonio Barrera, like these guys are legends. Like they fought the fights. You get what I'm saying? But you had to fight, bro. Like they took pride in it. In today's time, the fan bases today, they frown on you fighting, challenging yourself. Like daring to be great today is you moving up in weight and fighting a pork chop bone. That's daring to be great today. Daring to be great back in the day is Roberto Duran moved up in weight and fighting Iran Barkley. True. Azuma Nelson, 13 fights in his career, coming from Ghana, fighting Salvador Sanchez, going 15 rounds with him. You know, Julian the Hulk Jackson versus the G-Man. You know, doggone Manny Pacquiao moving up in weight, fighting. You just pick one. Marquez, Antonio Barrera, like, you know, just like you can just pick. Like that's the difference. Like, look at the level of competition who they fought. When they fought them, they fought guy Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya fought dudes in their prime. Yeah, Oscar got about 7-8 losses, but god damn, boy, he fought everybody. Cheeto Trinidad moving up to fight Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones and stuff like that. Like, those are different daring to be greats. Like, you got old school daring to be great, and then you got new school daring to be great. I tell you what, new school daring to be great don't impress me at all. True. This new school shit, this new school daring to be, like, it's so easy to please these boxing fans today, right? I think what it ain't even, you got too many stands and they so easy to be impressed. Boy, you saw what he did to Neckbone? Boy, he caught Neckbone with an uppercut and knocked him out. You do know he fought Neckbone. Yeah, but look how he did it. Neckbone was at a higher weight division than him. He was a bigger fighter. Yeah, but Neckbone was literally one of the worst. What were the circumstances he fought Neckbone on? Like, Neckbone, bro, he wasn't really all that, man. Neckbone just had a fight about 2 weeks ago. The man didn't even get a chance to recover from the last fight. But he fought him. Look what he did to him. And then they shit on some of the old school, like the Pacquiao's and stuff like that. The Eric Morales and Antonio Barrera, two of my favorite fighters, bro. You talking about Mexican warriors, bro? Like, these dudes ain't duck no smoke. They was about that life for real. And you saw adversity going back and forth in the fight. A lot of these boxing fans, they don't want to see that. They be crowning these niggas. They be crowning niggas too easy today.
But this bum is taking the easy matches, fighting other bums.
Hey, Food Revolution. It don't take much to crown a nigga today. If you get what I'm saying, sis? Like, niggas just get crowned for nothing. But you see how many Instagram followers he got and this and that, and like, bro, come on, man. I don't want to hear that. Listen, bro, I ain't impressed, nigga. Don't try to sell me on it. It is what it is. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, niggas fighting. Niggas fighting the whole head cheese sandwiches and stuff like that. These dudes ain't fighting like that right now, man. A lot of these dudes ain't fighting like that right now, man. For real though. I just gotta be honest, man, call it the way I see it, man. And the reason why is because of this guy.
But when you are put in a certain position, he should be he's able to, like me. You know, when I was in a position, I can pick and choose who I want to, because I earned that right.
You know, it's just too much picking and choosing. It's like, dude, okay, you want to pick and choose. Are you gonna fight Montero? Now I ain't gonna like okay, Manny Pacquiao, Barrera, what's my main man name? Eric Morales, Roberto Duran, those guys, they had some real fights. Old pussy ass nigga, what's going on, boy? I'm telling you, boy, I'm knock your fuck ass out, boy. Blow for blow, pound for pound, nigga. I got the title, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I'm finna knock one of you what kind of niggas out. Nigga, I got these hands, nigga. I'm throwing them paws at that nigga, finna knock your ass down again, nigga. Get your ass back up, nigga. Don't run, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, I want a hold of smoke. Nigga, I'm throwing them paws, nigga. I'm putting them hands on you, nigga. I told you what I'm gonna do to you, nigga. Catch you with the check left hook, nigga. I told you, boy, pound for pound, nigga. I'm the best. This more action than any Devin Haney fight. Put these paws on you, nigga. I told you, I got your back up, nigga. Nigga, watch that check left foot, knock your ass down again, nigga. I'm telling you, boy, it is what it is, nigga. I'm gonna make it do what it do. I'm telling you, boy, we ain't even playing over here, boy. See, that's how they fought back in the day. Nigga, what's up, nigga? Like, bro, they wanted the smoke. Alamela, shout out Alamela dropping that $2 super chat. He said, facts, that Johnny Tapia didn't duck nobody. You get what I'm saying? Like, in today's time, it's just so easy to impress these dudes today. It's just so easy to impress them, bro. You know, you niggas fighting bologna sandwiches minus the mayonnaise. You get what I'm saying? Now you got a couple of dudes that's really fighting. You got a couple of dudes that really fight. I'm gonna be honest with you now. I like what Devin Haney doing. David Haney fought George Kambosos, became undisputed. People knocked him on that, but then he came back and fought Vasily Lomachenko. Some people say he won the fight, some people say he lost the fight. But he came back and fought Vasily Lomachenko. He moved up to 140. Now he fighting Regis Prograis. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just being honest. Like, that's what Devin Haney's doing. Teofimo Lopez, he was my favorite fighter at 135, but he was there. Teofimo Lopez fought I forgot the dude's name, man. He fought I know he fought Lomachenko, but he fought who he took the IBF belt from. Damn, I forgot who he took the IBF from. He knocked him out in like the first and second round too. The black dude, the dude from Africa? The dude from Africa. What the dude from Africa name that Teofimo knocked out? Yeah, Richard Comey. Richard Comey. Who else Teofimo fought? He fought Nakatiri, the boy from Japan. He fought the boy from Japan. And then he fought Lomachenko. Well, nobody doing that at 135. And then Lomachenko fought all of the guys he fought. So, you know, you had Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. And then now Teofimo, he moved up. He fought Josh Saylor, right? Josh Saylor coming off a long delay, but he fought him. So if you look at, you know, and that's another thing too. It's not only about who you fight, but when you fought him. Like, I always revert back to Oscar De La Hoya, because Oscar De La Hoya, if you look at all of his big fights, for the most part, he always fought those dudes when they was in their prime. He fought them when they was in their prime. Like, you can say what you want to say about Oscar. You can say stilettos, fishnet, cocaine. You right about all of that outside of the ring. But guess what? You ain't gonna say shit bad about Oscar De La Hoya inside of the ring. True. And I wasn't even a fan of Oscar De La Hoya like that. But what nigga can criticize Oscar De La Hoya inside of the ring? Listen, find me the biggest Oscar De La Hoya hater and ask him this one question. What criticism do you have against Oscar De La Hoya inside of the ring? What criticism you can have of Oscar De La Hoya inside of the ring? And this is coming from a guy who not even crazy about Oscar De La Hoya. Guess what? I ain't got nothing to say, dog. I ain't got nothing to say about that, but that motherfucker inside of the ring, shit, he did not wait till they get old. He fought them in their prime. Listen, as a matter of fact, Oscar fought everybody in their prime, dog. Fought everybody in their prime. He did that. You know what I mean? So he did that, bro. Now he got about 7 losses or something of that sort. But guess what? He fought him. And in today's time, you know, boxing is about taking risk. And when you want to be remembered amongst the greats, what makes the greats great? A lot of those guys, they took risk. They took risk, bro. You got in fights, man, we don't know if you're going to win this one, dog. Man, the matchmaker said, you should stay away from this dude. No, I want to fight that dude. Man, I don't know about that. Sugar Shane Mosley jumping up from 135 to 147 to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Man, I don't know if you want to fight that dude there, dog. Matchmaker say, man, this don't look too good. That, you know what? Since the matchmaker say I shouldn't fight him, guess what? That's all the reasons why I want to fight him. True. Now it's about, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to my team and see what they say first, and you know, you ain't in the plans. No, that dude right there ain't in the plans right now, dog. You know, we gotta wait and see how it work out.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth. I got more measure for your pleasure. Stick with me, baby. I'll have you farting through silk. And let a nigga mess with me. I'll jump on him. All 93 pounds of pure dynamite.
What the dude Charles Johnson say? Floyd. He said Floyd dominated Oscar. No, he didn't. Floyd beat Oscar via split decision. That was a very, very close fight. You don't dominate a fighter. You don't dominate a fighter by split decision. That fight was very, very close. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that ain't true at all. Maybe you talk about another Floyd and another Oscar, but I don't know which Floyd and Oscar you're talking about. But the Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya fight, nobody dominated anybody. I don't know which fight you're talking about, fam. I really don't. But let's give everybody a round of applause. Shout out to Swat Jones in the building. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Jason Phillips. Shout out to Nelly Content. Knockdown 305. Flex BK. Salute to you, fam. Gunby, Allen Maddox in the building. You know, it is what it is.
When it comes to boxing, we got it on lock. With your host, Coach Malachi Williams at True Media Boxing Radio.
True. Yeah, what did he say? He say Floyd went running back in the biggest fight to that point. Nah, Floyd retired. Floyd had a rematch. There was a rematch clause with Oscar and Floyd. Floyd retired. And those are the facts. Did I get everybody on the list? I think I got everybody on the list. Kansas City, M1, Jersey. Yeah, I read all of the phone calls. Let's give everybody a shout out, man, who gave the super chat. Shout out to C. Irvin. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy. He said, well, why do they give T.O. so much credit for fighting Loma? And I guess you're trying to say Josh Taylor. And they are on their way out. Not in their prime at all. Well, when T.O. fought Loma wasn't on his way out. So you're wrong there. Now, when he fought Josh Taylor was coming off a layoff. That is true. He was coming off a layoff. But Josh Taylor's not on his way out. He's just coming off a layoff. Can you give me an example of a fighter that's in the 135-pound division that's doing what that fought the type of competition that Teofimo Lopez fought? Because Teofimo Lopez get credit for beating Lomachenko because he was an underdog in that fight. And Lomachenko was not on his way out, so that wasn't true, sir. And Josh Taylor, a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people thought that Josh Taylor was going to beat Teofimo Lopez. Josh Taylor was a former undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. You know, so he was coming off I think he was inactive for like maybe 15, 16 months. But so you probably want to check that, fam. But shout out to Ali Maddox. Shout out to Jasper. Shout out to OP Gamer. Shout out to Ebony 76. Shout out to JXV. Shout out to Jit Stanfield. Shout out to the Real McCoy. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to DeMar Wester. Shout out to Jugs. Shout out to Diaz. Shout out to Adrian Lopez. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Lou Peterson. Lou, salute to you, fam. Shout out to D Block. Shout out to my sister Lane. Now you know we gotta give a shout out to the Tenderonis. So all the Tenderonis. Shout out to Abigail. Shout out to Summer in November. Shout out to Lisa Bales. Shout out to Passion for Beauty. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Bless 365. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Shout out to Sheila. Shout out to La Jessica. Shout out to Nick Rich. Shout out to Food Revolution. Shout out to Green Eyes P. Shout out to the Duchess of Wisdom. Shout out to Letitia. Shout out to Kiara, Kiki. Shout out to Ebony 76. Shout out to Mimi 24. Shout out to Miss Connie. Shout out to Fee on the Tube, Duval. Shout out to Berenice Mendez. Shout out to Lita. Shout out to Amina. Shout out to Tila in the building. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Felicia Williams. Shout out to Mo Easy. And shout out to Goddess. We gotta always give a shout out to the Tenderonis, boy. The Tenderonis. And the reason why I give a shout out to the Tenderonis, man, because a lot of some of you dudes, man, y'all, I gotta start asking y'all some serious questions, man. Between tattoos and draws and faces of fighters on draws, I don't know, man. Like this ain't, you know what I mean? This ain't really, you know. This ain't. I ain't signed up for this. We gotta say all praises due to the Most High, the Most Exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? But a name. Do you have a name? Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican Monster.
If you sitting there hate watching the show, didn't want to hit the like button, Riley, cuss their ass out.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Man, shout out to Sure Shot. Shout out to Mailman Max, salute. Shout out to J-Man. Shout out to Charles Johnson. Shout out to Swat Jones. Shout out to The Natural. Shout out to L. Harvey. Shout out to Swift 718. Shout out to Jamie Rivera. Shout out to the one Mr. Ham. Shout out to ladies and what do you say? Ladies and Tenderonis. Yes, sir. Ladies and Tenderonis over everything. Shout out to T Seals from the ATL. Shout out to MK Productions. Salute to you, fam. Cooking with Sir Senior. Oh man, who else we got? Shout out to Chief Wildfire. Shout out to Jason Phillips. Shout out to who else we have in the building, man? Shout out to Robert. Salute to Gumby. Nelly Content, Jason, I said Jason Phillips. Shout out to Melvin Everett as well. It is what it is, man. Shout out to Eddie Madoff dropping that $2 super chat. He said, me, Coach Eddie, Red keeping our foot on Duck Nello's beak. Yeah, shout out to Eddie Madoff dropping that $2 super chat. Corey Bradley, JC in the building. Robin B, Knockdown 305. It is what it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. Shout out to Gloria Day in the Fabulous Set Trip.
Gloria Day and the Set Trips.
These niggas don't play. These niggas don't play. We don't play. You ain't heard. They be tripping. We be tripping. So they swerving on. No faking and no snitching. And repping hard for the set. Oh, mamas, it ain't no lie. Because niggas gonna bust. Niggas gonna bust.
Hey man, shout out to Rick Timms too, man. Shout out to Rick Timms too, man. So right now, you know why I love. I'm gonna tell you another thing. You know why I love the ladies? You know why I love the ladies over here? I ain't never had a woman call me and threaten me yet. I ain't never had a woman call me and tell me to drop the Addy. I ain't never have a woman call me and say she got shooters. I ain't never have a woman call me and told me I better not come to the fight. I ain't never have a woman call me and send me gun emojis in the chat. It's always coming from these gooch grease ass, cream corn ass niggas. Like I ain't, bro, like the women don't do that. But these dudes, Lord have mercy.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, niggas hollering about they got shooters. Well, we ain't never heard no woman. I ain't had a woman yet to call the show, do none of that there. Yeah, nigga, what's up? Nigga, I got shooters. Nigga, I'm finna put my big brother on you. I'm finna put my cousin man them on you. Like, you don't see none of that, bro. But these niggas, Lord have mercy.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you?
Yeah, man, shout out to my sister Summer in November too, man. It is what it is, man. I gotta call it the way I see it, man. Shout out to Booker Ray Leonard and Eddie the Hitman Hearn.
Sunshine when tanks gone.
I'll smack the shit out of you in front of everybody.
Only dark times for you.
I mean, just throw Haney's name in the hat. There is no fucking hat.
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
I don't play them type of games.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Didn't you fucking learn your lesson from that? With AJ?
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
I'll knock that motherfucking hole out. Period.
Only dark times for you.
There ain't no hats to throw nothing in here. We're running a fucking business.
Ain't no sunshine when tanks gone.
You fucking idiot.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about?
I just came up in a different era. So, I had a young nigga try to, nigga, you see, old nigga, you see, nigga, see, you too old, dog, so you don't know how we get down today. Nah, man, you right, I'm too old, dog. I do not know how you jitterbugs get down, because when I was coming up, we ain't get down like that there, man.
Hey, yeah. Ooh, that look good. Hold
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, me and my homeboys, I can't relate to that, dog. I can't. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Skinny jeans, tight pants, gyrating their hips and moaning, and while females are filming it, you know what I mean? And again, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I just say, like, I can't relate to it. I'm too old school, dog. It is what it is, man. Once again, it's on that boy, Coach Malachi Williams, signing out. True Media Today, USA Boxing. Y'all already know what time it is, man.
Hurting the group. I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group.
Nobody's bigger than the group.
Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me.
They coming to see the Temptations.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
You know what? I came up in this era.
I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the Wassa legendary Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please.
See, I didn't come up in this era.
I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably fuck.
I came up in this era.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
See, that's the era I came up in. I came up in this era.
Nigga, I'm talking face on the brochure.
Boy.
Lights out, you hear me? Clap on, clap off.
Okay.
You got me fucked up, cuz.
I'm just, you know, I'm just saying, man, you know, that I came up in this era.
Get out my face. Don't need nothing you got no more. Don't need no hair's been messing up my corner. And you better get that bad look off your face before I knock it off.
I came up in this era.
Now, I am the #1 contender. I'm tired of James the Poodle, Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call himself, ducking me. All right, I'm tired of man driving around town in 8 Rolls Royces. He ain't fought nobody. I'm still in a bro hand.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I just want to throw that out there. I came up in a different era than a lot of these jitterbugs. I didn't come up in this era.
After my God, I respected you. I respect you. After my God. I respect you. After my God. Give him after my God.
You second to God, champ.
No. I didn't listen. I respect him. I'm sorry. I respect him.
Come on for the nigga pass out. Take the picture, please pass out.
Yeah, get him before he pass out.
Yeah.
Hold him up.
Yo, we gotta take this guy everywhere. Yeah. Yo, champ.
He needs air.
You need air.
He needs air. Take the picture. Take the picture before you face the picture.
That's my hero, right? That's my hero. One more.
It takes a lot to do it. All right, why are you pushing?
Don't worry about it. Come on, I got you, all right?
Nigga falling on his knees in front of Floyd. Bro, like, listen, who falls on there? And he look young, too. He's just a young dude. Who fall on your knees? You got these beautiful female voices in the background. Take the picture. Take the picture before he passes out. Take the picture. You got dudes saying, yeah, we got to take this dude everywhere. You got other men saying we need to take this dude everywhere because he fell down on his knees to Floyd Mayweather. His head was right by Floyd's waist in front of Floyd's Johnson. Pause. And they told, we got to take him everywhere. Like where I come from, a yes man couldn't be around us. Soon as we find out he was a yes man, oh, you got to go. Nah, dog, we don't even want you around us because you're a reflection of us. You making all us look bad. We can't have you around falling down on your knees, salivating, slob coming out of your mouth. You know what I mean? You know, all these women. You got all these pretty ass women around you. You don't want none of the tenderonis? You don't want no tenderonis on. Yeah, I didn't come up in that era, man.
Turn around.
Shout out to Angel. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said, Coach, I subscribe to this channel for true content. I'm a reject from the LDBC for correcting them on their lies. Hey, listen, brother, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you, man. You know, it is what it is. We are, you know, we accept people from everywhere, man. We don't set trip, fam. We don't set trip. Whatever community you come from, man, everybody welcome over here, man. We don't give a damn. But we see you guys tomorrow, man, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. It's pinned to the top of the chat. That's so if I ever, you know, whenever I go live or drop a new video, you'll get a notification from me. I will send you an email or a text message letting you know that I got a new video and we're going live. That's just in case YouTube don't send out the notifications. See you guys tomorrow at 3 o'clock. True Media Boxing Radio. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.